What's up? What's up? What's up? Get up. What's up? What's up? What's up? We got Ryan Clark. He came out and he said some stuff. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? We got Ryan Clark. He's responding to the public demand. People want to know what happened. They want to know just what happened. You got fired on air. They basically fired you. They ran you out of there, and they hid it under the banner of layoffs when you said the fires had been brewing for this has been preparing to happen for a long time. For a long time, they were talking about getting rid of you, and you was hearing it from other people, and you didn't understand, and it was your opinion, and did they want to change? You know how you got to change your opinion, and a black man's burden, and you know, can you really have an honest opinion, and they respect it, or they get pissed off, they don't want to hear it from you. Hey, look, you can't tell me that. And other people at the station, they would be able to do things you couldn't do. They say you couldn't be on two shows. There was people all over the place. They were trying to restrict you. They didn't want you to have your opinion. You was black, and they didn't like that. You're a black guy acting like a black guy, stereotypical angry black guy. You guys are rich. You're millionaires. What are you guys mad about? And Ryan, you kept it real, and there's a price to pay for that. There's a price to pay for that, and there's some going to be a price to pay for crying on this that podcast, man. You know, call it toxic masculinity or whatever, but a lot of guys don't like that, man. They're not feeling that. They catch hell every day. They're not feeling that, man. You know, I get that, man, and I get the magnitude of a good job like ESPN, but we gotta be stronger than that, man. We can't cry. We can't cry on air like that, but we can. You did. You did, and we'll see. I see the people on X were upset about it, but who cares, right? What do they mean? Um, what they say, never let them see you sweat, man. You gave them more than they wanted, and they did. Well, see, they as much as even ESPN, as much as these platforms say they want to keep it real or they want an authentic perspective from a person who may be of a different race. As much as they say that, they don't want that. They don't because they want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with that because this is what you get. You see, you got a guy who's very talented who can do sports, live sports, and you don't want him to speak about sports because if he speaks about it in a way that he paints a fair a fair playing field, then you're going to get offended at that because the playing field is not supposed to be fair. What's they say? Fairness is keeping things the way they are. With the white supremacist having a preference. If you want to be fair, the white supremacist has a preference over you, and that's fair. The minute you try to say, let's be fair, equal, hey, look at that's communism. This guy's a socialist. This guy don't like the way things are, and that's why. And a lot of people knew it wouldn't work. I seen you on there, and I saw which direction you was headed, and I said, them people don't want to hear that. A lot of stuff Ryan was saying was right out of the hood, right out of barbershops. Guys telling it just like it is. When he talk about the Angel Reese and the Caitlin Clark, clearly, look at women's basketball. Clearly, these people are not fans of the game. They're not fans of basketball, period. They're not fans of women's basketball. Many cases, they have resentment toward the NBA because of the so many black players. They have a resentment, an underlying resentment. We saw that with the Detroit Pistons, and with Indiana Pacers brawl. The fans, there had been a disconnect between the players and the fans. The fans, it was costing much money just to have courtside seats and the fans didn't necessarily even like the players like that. So they were sort of forced together. Whereas you got the cheap seats, those people were actually fans of basketball, but they've been priced out of it. So they was way up in the bleachers, the nosebleed section, and the fans who don't even like NBA guys, and it was a flex for them and company tickets, and they put them all together. And you had this fist fight that show a schism that was growing between the NBA player and the so-called NBA fan. And Ryan Clark coming in, acknowledging things like a Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, guys running out to support Caitlin. This is not Caitlin's fault. Guys who don't even like basketball. Okay, they don't watch women's basketball, but they felt some political urge to go out and wave a Confederate flag and demand Caitlin Clark go unfouled. Like you can't even foul her. If you foul her in the normal uh, um, evolution of a game, if you foul her, you need to be brought up on civil rights charges. They were demanding. They're doing that right now. They're doing that right now. They're doing that right now. If you hard foul Caitlin Clark, they want you arrested. Same thing they can happen to about 5 other women in doing the game, but they only care about Caitlin. So he emphasized that Angel Reese was being attacked mostly because of the Caitlin Clark humiliation, where LSU defeated Iowa, and Caitlin made a lot of symbols to her and called her some names, and it just sat with people the wrong way. And I saw that, and I say, yeah, in America, because it's so racially polarized that they're going to look at it like that. And I don't know what's going on. I haven't been keeping up with the WNBA. They said ratings are down. Um, haven't been keeping up with it. I know what's the one girl. What is her name? Oh man, I forget her name. It escapes me, man. She was pointing her finger at the other girl, and I think she got a tech or something. Sophie, I think Sophie couldn't. Anyhow, um, turns out she's dating a black guy. So the MAGA guys had to, the MAGA guys, they had to eat it. They went out on this racial crusade, relive the Civil War, racism, Confederate flags. Let's go to the WNBA. And then they find out a lot of the women that they were trying to hold up on some ethnic ladder are actually doing what these guys complain about. She was dating a black man. So um, Ryan Clark described what was going on at ESPN, and it was sort of hard to watch, man, because well, for a lot of reasons, right? Just a lot of reasons. The old saying, men don't cry, and he cried and he broke down, and other guys broke down, and Okay, I'm gonna let it go first. 'Cause I have a comment about that, but it's very possible. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Let me go get the video. See if I now. Normally the pivot, it's hard to play that stuff. But we're gonna take a chance on him this time. All right. Ryan Clark.
12 years, man, and they like
Ryan Clark. We had a whole
like
thing.
I
We
ain't
actually
the
do
who
have
been
the
there for
whole,
12 years.
actually have the whole thing. We're not playing the whole thing though. Fair use, fair use. Let me put this banner up. Put this banner up, and let's go over this together and let's figure this thing out. Right here. Here we go. Fair use. We're gonna break down this Ryan Clark clip.
Who been there for 12 years, man, and they like, we thought you were gonna get aggressive. What? The person you've been knowing all this time who never did anything, who's never had an altercation here, was gonna get aggressive from over there? So now you're trying to paint this angry black man trope of me that you know is not true, but I'm starting to feel the narrative. I feel what you're doing. You get me on the phone and people are telling me you gotta work better with people. Work better with who? Everybody I work with loves me. Like real talk. Everybody I work with, they F with me the long way. Mm-hmm. Like I ain't the best teammate. Hell, Jason Kelsey called me just to tell me that. Wow. And so I was just seeing the narrative that was being pushed and seeing the way it was going. And then even that, much like what happened with Outkick with my firing, they leaked that video. And when they showing me this video, it's the video from the control room. So if that's gonna get released, that's somebody that works for us. Yeah. Right, you've been here 12 years. You have this incident, I want people to know that about you. I'm getting calls. We got the video. The video's been leaked. We're gonna show this. And honestly, I was trying to keep my job at the time. I should have told him, show it. Show him that he celebrated. Show him that I walked away. Show him that I was a 46-year-old man that said the F word from 15 feet away from somebody. But me and Peter talked. Yeah. Me and Peter fixed that. Me and Peter had the conversation. Me and Peter moved on from it, right? And what I wanted to do from him from that point on, because I heard what he said, I never wanted to make him feel that way, whether intentionally or unintentionally. So anything he wanted to do on TV, any point he made, any conversation he wanted to have, I was gonna have it with him. I was gonna support him. I was gonna be a good teammate, because that's what I did for everybody else. And like, that was unfortunate, but that's not why I'm fired.
You're a stand-up guy. You've always preached accountability. Looking back over your 11 years at ESPN,
12,
11, 12, is there anything you would do differently, or do you leave knowing that you were fully yourself, or, what are your thoughts, man?
It's a good question. It depends on when you ask me.
I should have took a break right here. I've been fired. A lot of people have been fired. It's not a pleasant experience. But this doesn't get you rehired. It just doesn't. If I sat out there, if I got fired, if I went to work and they say, "Oh, you didn't get the memo or whatever, you're no longer with us," and they hand me my stuff, and I sit on the steps to go inside the place and I cry, they're not going to hire me, though. I'm saying that's not going to make them hire me. So what we're watching, right? And I'm saying in the comment section, people are saying they have issues with the tears. Now, what's the guy, the coach for Detroit? I don't even know his name. When they played Washington and Jalen, the quarterback for the Commanders, ran all over Detroit. Detroit was supposed to go to Super Bowl that year. Jalen Daniels, and he literally single-handedly beat Detroit. That coach cried. That coach sat right there on that sideline and cried. And they tried to cut the camera away from him. That coach cried. I think he cried at the press conference. I think a couple of years ago, didn't Jerry Jones cry? Jerry Jones and his 80 or whatever, however old he is, didn't he cry? Remember that? He was crying about Dax Prescott made him cry. Um, this guy, he got mistreated, man. He got flat out mistreated uh by a company that he loves, man. And that's just sad, man. So here we go.
Like you asked me, like when I see people in public, like OGs and like aunties and stuff, and they tell me they proud of me, and they proud of like, and they proud of like the way I represent the community. Yeah. I wouldn't change anything. Because that means the world to me.
Well, see, and this was a show. It wasn't scripted, but look, man, you can't do that. Okay, you can't cry. You just can't, man. Life's not fair, but you can't cry. And he had the OGs and the aunties, and okay, and maybe they should have cut this part out because what's your point? Are you trying to touch the white supremacist's heart? Do you think he gives a shit? He knows exactly what he's done. He's not. You don't see him out there crying. That's one thing you won't see. Whoever that exec was, he's not going to be standing outside in that parking lot shedding a tear. Not at all. He's in those expensive office spaces looking outside their window, planning his next trip. And he's probably saying, see, I'm trying so much. Ryan, I got nothing but love for you, brother. I'm trying so much not to do it. Man. Man, I'm trying so much not to say anything. Look, you got to understand, they're going to talk, man. Those people in corporate, they know the decisions they make, and they're going to have those business meetings. When they have those, we got to do a structural and all of that, and they're sitting there, about 4 or 5 of them. The people who make things happen, he's going to say, well, see, this guy right here, you guys fought me with this guy, but this guy's not a leader. He's too immature. You see that? Did you see him? Did you see what he did? Did you see when he made a podcast crying? What's that supposed to mean? That has nothing to do with working here. And they're going to do that, man. And that's what I'm saying. I wish a lot of times these guys, they need, they need to open up to other guys, other men to try to help them, man. You can't, look, from the standpoint of the optics and mainstream America, okay, we'll see. I am not representing mainstream America. I never have done that one, bro. But I will say this, amongst men, that shit don't work. Amongst men, I can't speak on mainstream and ESPN and the viewership and the foreign audience. I can speak on, and I'm not talking about no jail talk. I'm talking about just in a barbershop, man. You can't be out here crying, man, because somebody did something bad to you. Now, look, we're gonna get into, because people, they're gonna do more than cry about it. What I'm saying is, it's just the way it is, man. You just can't cry about it, man. And is it emotional? Yeah, but you got to overcome that, man. And people do get fired. I've been fired, but see, when I get fired, I just leave. Bray ain't even no conversation. The minute they tell me I'm fired, I grab my stuff and they don't see me. If anything, they see some paperwork. I see people. I've been on the job and seen people tear the place up, start pulling stuff out, screaming, threatening them. I've seen that. I had to get arrested. They still don't get their job back. That's what I'm saying. You look at it, you say, "Damn, you did all that, and you didn't get your job back, so you tore the place up." It's a dog eat dog world out here amongst even within the spaces of the white supremacy, especially the black community. Black people were brought here. I'm talking about this group of people. What they say, ADOS, FBA, they were brought here. They didn't have a choice in that. They were born here. They had no choice in that. They've been having to put up with injustice all their lives. I'm not, and who said it was fair? Who said it was fair? Ryan Clark, you did the right thing. But there's a price. You got to pay the price. You paying the price for doing the right thing. A Pat McAfee, he don't have the same burden that you do. A Pat McAfee, he don't even have to talk about the subject matter you do. See, people say I'd rather enjoy Pat McAfee because he's just gonna keep it on sports. Well, what else is he gonna talk about? I mean, Ryan Clark is representing the people who going through a struggle. He can see it himself. And he can see injustice. And he says, I want to speak about it. And then they get mad. And then they say, well, this guy's too angry to be on there. We got to get rid of this guy. And he said, what am I angry about? I'm just speaking about people being unfair. You know, and what do you mean, Caitlin? Why are you making a big deal about Andrew Reese for? Well, I'm not making a big deal. I'm saying you guys are unfairly treating her. And you're making a big deal about Caitlin Clark, who hadn't won anything. And talk to her teammates if you think she's so good to work with. And then that'll get you fired, though. That's when they'll say, hey, we've had enough of you. And on air, he disagrees with a host. He disagrees with a host, and they go to commercial. And when you come back, you don't see him. You don't see, he's told to leave after 12 years. He's dismissed and sent home. He said the man is crying because he's proud of the way his people respected him for the stand he took. That's how you look at it. Okay. Well, here we go, man. We get into, he gets a little tearful right here. Here we go.
Aunties and stuff, and they tell me they proud of me. Like when I see people in public, like OGs and like aunties and stuff, and they tell me they proud of me, and they proud of like and they proud of like the way I represent the community. Yeah. I wouldn't change anything. Because that means the world to me. You know, or like when I go home and this kid, you know, from the West Bank is like so accepted in New Orleans now. Like I wouldn't change that. You know, never.
Yeah, but
You know,
I think, you know, they were saying humiliation rituals and breaking your spirit and doing a public, doing it publicly like this with, it's like to teach the Negroes, stay in line, stop. That will not be tolerated. You will not be having these points of views where mainstream America disagrees with you. We want to go back to the days, you know, when well, you know what they're trying to do, man. So That come with the game, man. All in the game. And he's out. So will he come back? I don't know. And Stephen Smith better watch his butt too. Somebody was talking about him. You think they'll get rid of him? He could walk in tomorrow. They didn't cut it. It got him rid of him. They don't care. That's money down. I mean, that's corporate money. Them people trying to make money. They're talking about Stephen A. and Pat McAfee eat the whole budget up so they can't hire nobody else. I don't know. I don't know. But then again, this is the internet, man. And he got a little bit in his feelings. Well, given the circumstance, you can understand the man got a little bit emotional. Looked like a couple of guys and they got emotional. I think Jordan did the same thing when they got rid of Jordan, the Washington Wizard. They said there's allegedly he cried. I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. It was in print media, and it was conflict and stories in print media about the Jordan firing at the time. Was it? I don't even think it was the internet. The age of the internet wasn't out there like that. Yeah, man, been fired. I mean, it pisses you off, man. But you also got to, you got to know what you're dealing with, man. People lie all the time. But it's upsetting. It upsets you, but you got to know the nature of man. The nature of man is to be wicked like that. I guess he's a little embarrassed too, man.
All I ever wanted to do was be accepted, and want it. So yeah, like that, I wouldn't change. If you ask me, probably the first Monday of football, when all my friends get to do something
He said all he wanted to do
we
was
did super special together. Yeah, I'd probably change it. I'd probably work harder to be who they wanted me to be, or build relationships with bosses or executives. Because it's just a relationship game. Because I just see these people on TV who aren't better than me, but I know I've never been at the tables they've been accepted at. So yeah, there's some things I think I would do differently because I feel like I let them win. I feel like there's a group of people, a faction of individuals who wanted to devalue my voice, who wanted to take away my platform. I feel like I let them win. But then there's the other side of it of
and the thing that you got to understand with Ryan. I'm sensitive to the situation. I'm actually on his side, but the way he's handling it, if I can say that, handling it, the way he's handling this, man, I'm sorry, man. See, this is what I don't like about YouTube, because I don't. It sort of paints you in the corner. Look, man, I'm just a regular nobody dude, man. I don't know what I'm talking about. Look, you can't do that, man. You can't walk around talking about you want to fit in and you crying and they don't like me. You can't do that in life, man. You won't make it if you do that. People are gonna do stuff like that all the time. And he's used to and this reeks of let me stop. Let me stop because let me stop. Man, look, it ain't about being DMX or being a thug, but black men gotta be stronger than this, man. You can't be in tears and shit because something bad happens. Shit, bad stuff happen all the time. We just get too emotional, man. We get way too emotional. And that's almost like he's asking the white man to be, take him back. Man, that come with it. Say you stood on that shit. Say, man, I went in there, I told the truth, and I got fired. You know how that go, and you keep going. That's how you do that. That's how you do it. But, damn. Painting me in the corner, man. I get it, man. And then you guys got money. You guys are millionaires. Why you guys, the system, start your own shit? Start your own shit. Isn't that what The Godfather was about? Isn't that what The Godfather was about? They got tired of other people taking advantage of them. They got tired of that. So they went and they learned how to play the game. And they got some police officers and they got some politicians and they got some judges. And they let people know you will not come in this neighborhood, this part, and do anything unless we know about it. That's how it works, man. They didn't cry. They didn't get on their knees and cry and big, man, that's what I'm saying. So this mainstream America, look, that's the good thing. Bryant, you sort of projected to mainstream America, and within the confinements of mainstream America, it's perfectly okay for a man to cry. It is. So when I'm saying don't look at me I don't represent mainstream. From the perspective of mainstream, it's okay for grown men with kids to have a moment where they weep, about a situation. Let me back up. My situation, me personally, that's never been an option for me. It's a waste. It's a waste of time because it doesn't change anything. People lie, and I'm not even talking. See, we ain't even getting into being fired for cause. We're not even talking about that. We're talking about just fucking being fired. We just made up something. You was late too many times. What are you talking about? Hey, come here. Get your stuff. You're no longer with us. You don't come to work on time. So what are you talking about? I've been on time every day. Did you hear what he said? You got to leave. So yeah, what about that? You didn't. I wasn't late. Don't matter. It don't matter, and that's what I'm saying. And I mean, I get you, Ryan. Man, they hurt your feelings, man. Them your friends and the audience. I mean, well, now we have to disagree, man. That audience, they don't want to hear nothing like, man, them white folks don't want to hear you talking about no black people, like black people good and black people better than them. You think they want to hear that, man? You damn right they gonna fire you. You going there talking about some Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and you taking Angel Reese, they gonna run you out of there. You can't do that, man. It's called a racism. That's what it's called. Good and bad. If they say the black person is bad and you say that's not true, you're going to have an argument with them to the audience. The audience is going to look at it a certain kind of way. And then but you can't, and this is the black man's burden, man, because the man is in touch with his feelings. The man didn't do anything wrong. The man, to a certain degree, felt like he got mistreated at a company that he loves, that he 12 years, that's a long time to work somewhere. And it cut him, man. It cut him deep. But he's got his social media. But really the way you do that is you got to start your own. The black community, they don't have a broadcast company. I think they Tyler Perry, Byron Adams, and was it Puff Daddy? I think all of them got together. They're going to try to buy BET, and it was just too high. I think they wanted $3 billion, and it was too much. I think Magic Zone wasn't like 3 of them. But until you do that, man, you really can't. if you go and work for ESPN, there's limits to what you can say. I don't care how they try to dress it up. There's limits to what you can say. They don't want the truth. They don't want you to tell the truth. They want you to lie. What's that guy, Howard Cosell? Every on Monday Night Football, Howard Cosell would say, I don't care who was playing. It could be the worst team in the league uh, versus the best team in the league. And when the worst team got the football, Howard Cosell, in my opinion, I don't know what he was talking. He would say, um, and the running back, hands it off to Billy Jones, and they're the worst team in the league. He'd say, the thing about Billy Jones is when he was in college, he could get you 8 yards. This guy can maul through a defense. He can get you 8. The thing about Billy Jones and that dude getting stuffed in the backfield, fumbling, and I said, man, he's just going to say something nice, no matter who the player is, because he's like, I'm just going to say something nice about all these guys. And then the game will play itself out. Because he felt like that's what people wanted to hear. People didn't want to hear the truth. This guy sucks. He should be benched. This guy's complete disappointment. He wouldn't say that. And that was Cosell. I mean, it's just, he understood that his audience, he wants to set a tone with him. And I think ESPN's Ryan Clark was just too much for the shows. They were putting him on shows with weak hosts who couldn't handle him, and they couldn't handle his opinion. So they went and whined to the boss, and eventually it added up, and they got him out of there, man. Actually, when you say a RG3, and I know they don't mess with each other, but that would have been a great show. Those two guys, ex-athletes' opinions, but I don't know. ESPN got rid of him for something else. But when you get down to it, this is what you wind up with, man. What's up with you, K-Rax? He worked for 12 years. He gave everything he had, and he feels like he was betrayed.
My platform isn't as big anyway, or it's not as impactful anyway if I don't do those things. If I'm not that person, if I'm not authentically me, right? And it's not even something I can prove that if I was different, they wouldn't have fired me. I can't prove that.
Tough.
Right? So if I can't prove that, why? I would have hated to be fired being something I wasn't. Oh my gosh, that'd be the worst. Young, man, like my kids, like, they love me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like I let them down.
Never.
Like, regardless of how much money I was able to save and all the opportunities I was given, that's why I'm so focused on the other people who lost their job. It's like, this helps us, right? My kids get to live a certain way. I get to take care of my parents. I get to help, my brothers and my brother and my nieces and my nephews and so many people, because I'm in a place to where I can have excess because of what I can do so good. And to have that taken away, for whatever it is, if I could have been different in some ways, probably, you asked me on the right day, yeah, I would say I have some regrets.
Sacrifice ain't cheap, man.
I know, the thing, it's like, the thing I just told you I loved comes at a price.
Yep.
Right? I love them both. I loved my job.
And we know.
I love talking football.
But when you look at the NFL, right? Those guys get fired all the time. They got kids in school. They got mortgages. They got neighbors, friends. They work a job, say, for 5 years, and boom, they find out they're not coming back. They got to go out there and put in a resume, man, and network to find another job. Sometimes they got to go down to the college ranks. But they have to be out there, and that's just life, man. And, a lot of times people aren't see, and you can make a case that a lot of people are not used to job changes. They're not used to being able to function and make it in America. But in this country, it's just mainstream America, especially when you start talking about you trying to go up into management, corporate management. You may be working 4 or 5 companies within 5 years. You could be traveling. You could say, okay, well, there's a place in Miami. You worked there for 2 years. You got your resume. Oh, there's a place in Toronto, Canada. You got to pick up and go. And you just moving around. You realize, man, for the last 10 years, all I've been doing is moving and traveling. I don't have no roots anywhere. I haven't been serious about my relationships. And yeah, I'm getting money, but so people have to make all those things. So I'm saying this guy, and the people who, because he generated a lot of people did not like him, man. A lot of people did not like Ryan Clark, man. So a lot of people are enjoying this moment, man. And this is the breaking of a black man, though. If you want to see it happen, you're looking at it right here. This is how you break a black man.
Get to do something like we did, like super special together. Yeah. I'd probably change it. I'd probably work harder to like be who they wanted me to be, or like build relationships with like bosses or executives, cause like it's just a relationship game. Cause like I just see these people on TV who like aren't better than me, but I know I've never been at the tables they've been accepted at. So yeah, there's some things I think I would do differently because I feel like I let them win. I feel like there's a group of people, a faction of individuals who wanted to like devalue my voice, who wanted to take away my platform. I feel like I let them win, but then there's the other side of it of like, my platform isn't as big anyway, or it's not as impactful anyway if I don't do those things. If I'm not that person, if I'm not authentically me, right? And it's not even something I can prove that if I was different, they wouldn't have fired me. I can't prove that.
Tough.
Right? So if I can't prove that, why? I would have hated to be fired being something I wasn't. Oh my gosh, that'd be the worst. Young, man, like my kids, like, they love me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like I let them down.
Never.
Like, regardless of how much like money I was able to save and all the opportunities I was given, that's why I'm so focused on like the other people who lost their job. It's like, this helps us, right? My kids get to live a certain way. I get to take care of my parents. I get to help, my brothers and my brother and my nieces and my nephews and so many people, because like I'm in a place to where I can have excess because of what I can do so good. And to have that taken away, for whatever it is, if I could have been different in some ways, probably, you asked me on the right day, yeah, I would say I have some regrets.
Sacrifice ain't cheap, man.
I know, the thing, it's like, the thing I just told you I loved comes at a price.
Yep.
Right? I love them both. I loved my job.
And we know.
I love talking football. I love studying it. I love educating people on it. I love making people laugh about it. I love entertaining people. I love the people I work with. And I love my community. It doesn't mean I don't love them all. It just means like, that's the one in particular. I could speak from a matter of perspective.
You would still have one if you let the other one go. In my opinion, if you stop talking, if you stop doing, you know, racial justice stuff, if you stop talking about Angel Reese, if you stop talking about Lakes, if you stop doing that, you could still be doing football. Am I wrong?
Probably not. I do know that when I was negotiating this contract, I sent a message about how hard I was working to get this deal done and how grateful I was they had given me the opportunity to work at ESPN. And the message I got back was along the lines of, well, you'll be good if you're here, you'll be good if you're not. You know, it wasn't the, you got some things going on, let me fly out and come talk to you face to face, that he's done for other people. So I think this company in a lot of ways has been showing me, you know, and finally now, here we are. I had a conversation over the summer with Jeremy Lin, of all people. Kerry Chow, he used to work at ESPN, good friends with Jeremy Lin, called me and he's like, hey, can I give Jeremy your number? He wants to talk about getting into business and you the best I know. You the blueprint. Okay. Having a conversation with Jeremy, he says, what's a piece of advice you can give me? I said, build relationships. I said, because you're gonna need somebody to stand up for you sometimes. I said, don't think the work is just enough. And I said, if it's not a part of your being, don't let people know where you stand socially or politically. If you don't feel like you have to stand up for people, that's not what's popular, that would put you in a space of the minority, that would in some way make you a threat, then don't do it. If your job is more important than those things, just be quiet. Because if you do, there could be opposition. And if you don't have the right relationships, you won't get through it. And I was like, and I'm dealing with that right now, man. I was like, I don't know if I'll be working in the fall. And he said, you? He's like, you're the best in the world. He's like, there's nobody better than you. And he goes, and in 2026? I said, in 2026, brother, that's where we are. It's just been so many things like that that I think I look back on throughout this situation and you wonder if it could have been different.
Man, RC, I was trying to figure out who was going to pass who the tissue. I think all of us are crying.
That was a tough one.
Yeah,
I didn't expect
it was
it.
tough.
I expected anger at RC. I ain't gonna lie. I expected you to snap. When we start asking you, I didn't expect you to get emotional, man.
Yeah.
You got me going.
I think the beauty in what I'm hearing is, I think that's what this show is. That's what, the pivot, why it was created for moments like this, moments of adversity, moments that test your resolve, that test your character, but also, the togetherness, the community, banding with each other. And one thing I've noticed in the comments, not becoming creeping, how many people are in support of you?
Yeah.
But even on our trip from Baltimore to over here, just the amount of calls and texts, the people that are reaching out to you. What do you have to say to, to those people that have shown their support?
I think first off, to anybody who's called or texted me, the thing they know is I've called or texted back. I am obligated through the love I feel to make sure they know I'm grateful.
Right.
Man, from current players to former players in every sport, to coaches, to entertainers and actors and comedians. Like, you don't know the reach or the relationships that you have or the way people feel about you when everything is going good. And I'm gonna put him out there, because
not even singing them. Isaiah Thomas. Pistons Isaiah.
Yeah.
Zeke.
Called me 5 times because we played a little phone tag. And he told me, he said, first of all, I want to tell you, I love you. I'm lifting you up. And he goes, and you won't hear from me all the time when it's going well, when you up. But I'll always be here when it's down. And he said, and you're going to come back up again. And during that time, you might not hear from me. But just know, and it meant the world to me, and that not just him, but it was like,
Well, Ryan Clark on the pivot speaks on being fired from ESPN.
like you asked me, like when I see people in public, like OGs and like aunties and stuff, and they tell me they proud of me, and they proud of like,
What do you think about that, Eric? Right there, 2 men in tears on a podcast. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's not. It don't look good, optics wise. He had too much. He was too invested in that place, like that was gonna last forever. So
Mm-hmm.
it definitely don't look good. I wouldn't do it, but this has been going on for a while, man. With a lot of these black guys, you see it. Not trying to change the subject, like on CNN too, when they get fired or something bad happen.
Mm-hmm.
Van, they know who to pick, Van Jones and all. Yeah, but they just don't look good. I don't think it's that serious.
Yeah,
You know, like
you know what? Van Jones was over. He was on there crying, wasn't it?
yeah, the other
Yeah,
dude,
he was grown
Don
ass.
Lemon, yeah, he
Van
always
Jones,
get.
grown ass, was down there on CNN on one of those shows in tears. Don't you remember that?
Yeah, about 3 or 4 of them. It's Don Lemon, the other dude with the bald head. It's a lot of them dudes, man. They know how to pick. I don't know where they get these guys from, but I tell you, man. I mean, go ahead and take your lick and keep it moving, man. You had a nice run. And they said 12. I didn't know he was on there for 12 years. I don't remember being that long. I thought him like 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's not a good look, man. That don't look good. All 3 of them on there crying. It's not that serious, man.
Uh-huh.
They cry harder than that. I mean, you get cut from a football team, you don't cry that hard. So why you cry? Come on, man. So
They
I
cry.
don't know.
One of those guys cry. And they get their playbook somewhere.
All
But they don't do it. They
3 of
don't
them
do it on the internet, but they go somewhere, they're sad. But this right here,
but
because there was so much
mhm.
opposition to Ryan, this right here to me, it's not going to come off. It's going to generate sympathy from the people who already understand your plight. The people who don't like you, they're going to enjoy this. They're not going to be sympathetic about it. They're going to
Exactly.
enjoy watching a black man get humbled down to tears for doing basically nothing but calling them out on their racism. And now he's being
That's
punished
it.
for that. So
Pretty much. So there you have it. Um, I knew this was coming with the low T. Remember I told you the other day I knew this was coming to the podcast. And they're gonna sit down and talk about it. I don't know. I wouldn't be up there crying though, but hey, they know how to pick these guys.
mhm. Do you think the people who fired him care that he's crying?
They don't, because it's been a long time coming. It's
Hmm.
been a long time coming. So, but you had a nice run, man. What are you crying about? It's like you had a girl on a comment. He's a millionaire, been in the league, had a 10-year run, got a successful podcast. Time to move on.
Do you know if you're working at a job and you suffer a
Mhm.
tragedy, you get a couple of days off, but then it depends on the job. You got to go back to work, man. And you got to have a
Yeah.
working attitude. You got you can't you can't suffer a tragedy and come back to the job with attitude. You get fired.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's how life is, and what happened was terrible. Now, this is if you're in a good job, you could take a week off. A lot of jobs you can't take no time off. Maybe a day,
I
but then
never
you got to go
forget.
back to work. You got to go back to work, man, and get your ass in work. And we're gonna pay you, but we don't care about no tragedy. Something happened bad. Your grandma passed. Yeah, you might get a day or two off, but they don't care. If you still have to have the right attitude. So what I'm saying with him, whoever this exec was, if you've been at a company for 12 years, this must be a powerful guy. Because if you've been working for 12 years for ESPN, there was somebody over you who um, was the reason you got fired. I wonder who that could be.
Yeah. Back to you saying about a tragedy. I'll say this. I remember my younger sister passed away about 15 years ago. I was working at a gas station, and I was working at a little office Home Depot office place, and she passed away. And I guess they got the news. They gave me like a week off with pay and told me to come back whenever I feel like it. So I never had no like tragedy other than that, but I always had it good. But yeah, like some jobs don't care. I done heard people say things been on jobs for years, and I only been in that job for like less than a year, or about a year, less than a year. I've heard people say, "Mom, Dad died." Yeah, they call a job tell them, "Oh, well, you on your last write up anyway, so don't come back." So yeah, you're right. Places don't care. Some places it's all depend on how if they like you or not. If you're a hard worker, that comes into fact too. But see, I was a hard worker on my job, so that's why they gave me that little week off. But and they paid me too. So if they don't like
Do
you,
you?
like they didn't like him, so this ain't no shock and surprise. And every week, every month, get worse and worse. Every time he say something, being a social justice warrior, even though he would be making some sense, people didn't like that. You can tell by them comments. So yes, a
Oh,
long
well,
time
we know
coming.
that they're not gonna like anybody with those points of view. They're not gonna like them. Like I say, immediately they're gonna call you woke instantly. Because you disagree with them, so you must be woke.
Yeah,
And that's the burden of black man's extra baggage he has to carry with him. Like now, he could say, "Hey man, I don't talk about nothing but sports." But even on that, you got to modify your opinion because people don't want to hear the truth on that.
yeah,
They don't want to believe that, man. They don't. They want to believe what they believe, and they want somebody to come in and re-emphasize that. The truth, they don't want to believe the truth. What's this? The Bengals, what they talk about, how good they are. What have they done? They haven't done anything. They went to one Super Bowl because Pat Mahomes had a brain fart, and they lost that when they got there. And they haven't been back. But
yeah.
you go tell a Bengals fan, hey man, this year, this the year, man. No, no, this the year. All right, I doubt it, but you got your faith, your blind faith, and you do have to cross that as a sports figure. But I get Ryan. I don't think Ryan did anything wrong. I think he got mistreated. I think he got lied to, and he got publicly humiliated. They fired him on air. And now the way he's reacting, that's where I got disagreements with that. I don't think this when you say the public winning over the public, okay, okay, no, I can understand why Ryan would do this as far as the pivot, um, and people. Look, he's probably trying to go and get somebody who is open. a little bit more open. So he's bearing his soul. It's a different world for him. That most people don't even have the option to do that. So this guy is publicly, all three of them publicly having a cry on a football show, on a sports show. But they are going for mainstream America. I don't think they're. I don't think mainstream America. I think it's still acceptable. I think it's acceptable for a man to cry. And in some cases, when you start talking about feminism and all of that, it's actually encouraged. They actually encourage a man to be open. Don't hold it inside. Get it out. And they say it's just a better overall for the man in his development that he's in touch with himself. So from that perspective, I can understand that, man. And we have
A
historically been
man from
accused. We've historically been accused of pinning up our emotions and that not being a good thing. What was you saying?
yeah, but that's if you a man on the left, but on America, if you a man conservative for far right, black conservative, way don't matter. You ain't supposed to be doing stuff like that. That's looked at as weak. On the left, women
We
is
saw Trump. Now
infeminized and feminine.
Trump didn't do it. Trump didn't do it on the podium, but Trump cried in his hand when he found out he didn't get elected. So we seen Trump do it. So
The world, my bad.
now go ahead, man.
The world will never let him forget what he's done. And they will remind him the next time he try to talk or stand on business about something, and they gonna be like, man, shut your cry baby up. And then they gonna play him crying. He about to become a meme.
Yeah, it's in a sports arena too. It's tough guys. If you playing sports, if you playing football, I remember what guy was just trying out for football. I think if Pee Wee, I don't know, maybe it was just little, not even really. If you call it that, the uniforms were too big. This guy, little kid goes out, catches the ball, and they jump on him and they tackle him. Kid runs off to the sideline. he run- he runs off to the sideline and cries and said, "It hurt, it hurt." And no, I'm looking at him saying, "What?" I said, "Oh man," he said, what they got to do with it?" I mean, like, yeah, of course, it's football. It hurts, right? But I said, okay. Now he didn't know. It's like that's a part of the game. So, damn, I don't know
And
how
he
to
should
even say nothing about this, man. Go ahead, go ahead.
and he should know him getting fired was a part of the game. It's too many people that came before him that was just as good, if not better, as far as commentary goes, and his day was gonna come. But to do this online, nah, G, nah, bro. And the other ones that was with him to do, nah, fam. Like you said, the football, this sports, be tough. You go cry by yourself. You all right? Go take a couple days, couple weeks, couple months. Go lick your wounds. Come back and do something even better. Put some things together for yourself. But you had to know this day was coming. Y'all don't
Hmm.
own nothing. It's crazy, bro. Because Ocho, and I seen they numbers on when they go live. Ocho Cinco, right, and Shannon Sharp, man, them
Hmm.
numbers be crazy going live. Comments be crazy. Everybody talking about the same thing. I ain't gonna say ain't no racism there, but it's YouTube, like you said. But nah, bro, this ain't it, bro. This ain't
Well,
it,
they
man.
had a moment, so to you as a man, this is disappointing to you, the tears.
As a black man,
Okay.
and I want to be specific about that. As a black man, because we know, well, some of us know exactly what it is and where we at, and we know if a person can exert power just because it's like, bro, hold your head up high, bro. You had you a 12-year run or however long amount of run you had, you know, just move on. This don't look good, bro. This don't look good. Like we
Mm.
gotta beg people for jobs, bro. Like I just quit
Mm.
my job, bro. I'm on my way home. I go home Friday. I quit. Put my 2 weeks in. Wasn't tripping about what the way things was. I ain't crying about nothing. I got a CDL. I have me a job by the time I get home. And I'm pissing clean, so I'm good. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, that's the way the world
we
works,
not
man. You
crying,
gotta
bro.
you gotta deal with it, man. You gotta deal with it with your head up. You know, um, Ryan Clark appeared on the pivot. It was emergency pivot. His co-host was with him, and during the conversations, he was pushed to tears as he expressed disappointment and frustration with the executives and some of the analysts at ESPN. Um, there's a lot of disagreements. Like I said, I'm sympathetic to the guy, um, and I'm just not the right guy to ask about this. It's just because see, like I said, it don't work. I can go, man. I can get fired right now. They don't. They're not gonna cry. What is my crying? What is
Replace you.
crying going to do? It's not going to change anything, man. It's just not going to change anything. You just have to accept it, and that's why you get a lot of people who get into substance abuse and stuff like that because you got to get over. You got to get your emotions out of this stuff, man. You know, you're
Man,
grown. Once you become an adult, man, you really, as a man, you forfeit the right to cry.
you,
That's just
as
not something that's something you got to weed out of your system and maintain emotional control. And see, that's what that's the difference. I'm not get. This is a bad example for what I'm trying to say, and also the hypocrisy. I've seen plenty of white dudes cry. They're not gonna be. They're not criticized though. I've seen it, but I hope he knows what he's gonna get into because they're gonna. Man, this is red meat right here. They're gonna, and they don't even like him. The people who disagree with Ryan, there's also a personal dislike. Seeing him in distress like this is going to create. They're going to enjoy this. I hope he's ready for this.
somebody said he got a podcast. That's you seen this podcast? And
Yeah,
does
they
he
got a
do the
million.
same?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
him, Channing and Taylor. They got a yeah, that Pat podcast got damn near 2 million. They've been doing that since like 20 like pandemic. So they came up quick in the last 4 or 5 years. So they make pretty good money.
Uh,
They split it 3 ways.
so they
So
up.
yeah,
So it's like he the executive over there, and he
yeah, all
worried
three of
about.
them.
It's crazy, bro. Man,
Well,
yeah, I would have fired up my live stream and just went ham on every sport this week. My numbers, I would
well,
just
that
ran them
would have
up.
hurt him. That would have hurt them because of how he has his YouTube channel or whatever crafted. That would have been a bad idea.
What you mean? I ain't talk about this. I'm talking about fire it up and go do what I do best, what I'm known for. I ain't even
Who
talking about
are you
addressing
talking
this.
about? Ryan Clark?
Yeah, with the
Oh, okay.
podcast.
He doesn't do that.
I thought he just said he got a podcast with 2
He
million
does. He
people.
doesn't. He doesn't do that. He doesn't fire up live streams and go after people.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not what he
They just
does.
talk.
Nah, I'm
They
not talking
interview
about
people.
go
They
after
usually
people.
interview everybody. Interview like the players we want to know about.
Oh,
And
so
when
he
you
don't
have
do.
two,
Go ahead, my
we-
bad.
when you have 2 million followers, there's a reason those people are following. You can't just go into tirades and stuff like that because they're not following you because of that.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about doing that. I'm talking about doing what he do best, which is talking about commentating or whatever it is, or more lives or more videos or something. Like just get into the work, get back to work, bro.
Hey, that's
He
what he's
already got the
doing.
play set up.
He addressed what
Uh,
happened, and in the process, he became emotional. And he had 12 years, and he loved the company, and he didn't want to get fired. He also believes he's better than a lot of the people still working there. So, he's at a crossroads.
yeah, the mediocre people are banding together and get you fired. I done been there too. Yeah, that ain't a smart move. You can think that, but you can't say that. You can say you
Mm.
better. I mean, you can think you better, but you can't say that to anybody,
Well, he's on the
even a friend.
verge of watching Pat McAfee get 65, 75 a year deal. And I think he worked there for 12 years. He's only making about 3 million, 2 million a year. He never made anything close to what Pat McAfee is about to get.
Pat McAfee had his own show on ESPN. I think one of them. I think he did have his own show with them two
Hmm.
other guys, one black guy and one white guy, and I don't know what happened to that. But he coming over from his own. He had the Pat McAfee show. I remember. Ain't last long though.
Well,
Yeah,
that
I don't
mean
know. All that
sound like he better.
Colin Coward, all of those different guys, they went into this social media. It's like an independent thing now. And but it's connects. Pat McAfee has a lot of good connections. And he's connected. See, you got to remember, he's connected to the people want to see. You can have a phone full of connections, but if they don't have no mass appeal or people don't want to see them, it's irrelevant. But he can get out there and get the Sabins. I'm talking about in the sports. He can go and get the GM from the Dodgers. He can get all of these people. Get 101s, pick up the phone, Zoom call them, and package that up, and they can present that to an audience. And they can put ads on. They can make a lot of money.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just something about the black players that make people gravitate towards them more. It's like you said with Stuart Scott. Well, he wasn't a player, but something about people like Ryan Clark and it's something about Shannon Sharp to make people gravitate to him more than them white guys, even the old white players. And mediocre Pat McAfee, he was a kicker for the Colts, I think. Um, that's pretty much it. But
I mean, the people that watch him though ain't spending no money. I done heard it too many times on YouTube. Be like, y'all watch this on YouTube, man. You can't cash out. You can't send a
oh,
super chat. I'm
oh,
just saying, like you hear it on YouTube when you
Tabor,
watch. I'm
Tabor,
listening, bro. I'm listening.
Tabor. You don't compare the pivot or Shannon. Don't compare those to just a regular
yeah,
YouTuber. They're not. They're not that.
yeah,
A lot of those dudes already are sponsored. They already got corporate sponsors
they sure do.
out the gate. So they're making what 50,000 episode. They're already sponsored and they're paid. So it's not there. It's on YouTube's platform. So they set it up the way a YouTuber would, but it's much more than that
Yeah, I
for
get it,
them.
bro. I'm just talking about the watching it. Why I get paid
Well,
less? I done been where I get paid less too, and
mhm.
everybody else getting paid more than me, and we all at the same company, and I'm doing more work. I done been there, and the person to get fired first. That happened to me before. I
Okay, we're
know what it
talking
is.
about him though,
I get it, bro. I'm just telling you my
and
perspective.
he made a response and he cried, and I don't know, his audience, they have a lot of female supporters too. Within, he's a sports show, but they have a healthy mixture of fans. So um, within the pivot and mainstream America and this movement for men to express themselves more, there won't be a lot of criticism about his tears. And if it is criticism about his tears, it's going to come from the people who were not fans of his opinions anyhow. So I can see from that perspective, he's not really going. It doesn't hurt him, but as a man in general, you got to get over that, man. You got to get over. People are going to disappoint you. People are going to lie to you. You got to get ahead of your feelings, man. You can't let that stuff send you to tears. Because what do you expect them to do? They don't. They really don't care, man. And they got problems. They probably got the same problems you got. And then when you talk about the actual black man, the black male image, well, that's up to the black men. I mean, they can say what they want to say. Me, and you can't. You can't be on. You can't do that. You can't be crying tears because of racism. It's not going to change the rate. They know what they're doing. And anybody who understands racism, that's the entire point. They want to see you in tears. So,
Yeah, they want to mistreat you.
mm-hmm, yep. And they know they mistreat you because you're in tears. So they want to break you. Yep. And got to move on, man. Simple as that. You got to pick yourself up and make, do what Pat McAfee did, or do it in a way. If you love talking about sports, create a lane where you can continue to do that. He said, imagine if Ali would have cried, he could no longer box after, yeah. He had to go into it from the standpoint of he challenged the system, and he lost a lot. He couldn't make money, and you get the frustration, but you have to do it. You have to express it in a different way. Said white liberals run ESPN. Okay. 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 Hey, he works. They worked there for 12 years. It's a cushy
Same thing with
job. Yeah, you stay in the loop. He knows Ryan Clark. Everybody knows Ryan Clark.
same thing with Tommy Smith and Carlos from the Olympics when they put that Black Power fist up. Remember that back in the '60s?
Yep. They went bankrupt.
Yeah, them guys lost it all. Even
Mm-hmm.
because they would that back in them days they were trying to recruit OJ to do that type of stuff. OJ said, "Man, hell no, man. I gotta get this corporate money and get these commercials." And
He probably
It
did
makes
say that.
sense.
yeah, he did on the documentary. He said, "Man, that hurt them guys."
Oh yeah, yeah. I think both of those dudes died broke.
Yeah, it was like the best they could do in life was to be like little like track coaches. That's all after the Olympics. They couldn't really get no gigs nowhere, like low jobs like that, track at high school or little stuff like that. But yeah, them guys didn't have nothing.
Well,
Gotta be socially aware, bro.
when you go
Only
to
reason only reason Jim Brown and Kareem and them guys survived theirs and they because they was like the top guys at that point. So they came into the NBA and the NFL and when the league was changing it from white to black. So that's how they survived being social justice warriors back in them days.
well, I don't even think they were that. I mean, you can call out wrongdoing. The white
Yeah,
supremacy. They create these labels, social justice warrior, woke, and all of that. No,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with calling out
that's true.
injustice.
Yeah,
So
It
that
is if it's ruining your life. If you
well,
go
that's a
fight it,
choice. Well, that's a choice you do have to make. You're right. There's a price to pay. You're
and
right about that. So,
you are better playing the game
mhm,
accordingly, so that way you can stack your money up and help
mhm.
make the moves when they need to be made, like what Colin Kaepernick did for that the situation with Nolan Rose, bro. You got the money, you just put it up.
Mhm,
Help people get through, because you
mhm.
ain't helping
But
nobody
Colin
saying
didn't
nothing.
do that. Colin took a stand.
Oh well, somebody said I was watching something and they was talking about he gave him 50K
He took a stand though.
for the Nolan Wells.
No, no, when he took a knee.
Oh no, I'm talking about when he put up the money for Nolan Wells, the dude that just happened to
Said
be a
it's
dude.
best to stack your money up in case of situations like a Nolan Wales. Well, he's out of the league because he took a stand when he took a knee,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
he's out of the league now. So his taking stands cost him getting out of the league. Now Nike turned around and got all that. He got a contract with them, but I'm just saying, and he got some stuff on Netflix where he got like a bio on Netflix, but and probably more stuff I don't even know about.
Yeah,
But
they
he
gave him a bunch of money. They gave Colin Kaepernick. He had
like
to
a
get a
hundred
settlement
million or something,
because
didn't
yeah,
he?
because they was taking a hit. NFL took a big hit with that one, even down to the damn Papa John's and all that stuff. Uh, even down to like Papa John's and all that because they had the contracts and all that. But yeah, the NFL took a real. They had to pay him to make him shut up to go away. So that's what that was.
yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
but
even know about him getting paid. I know he was on.
Yeah,
He
he
got
got paid.
cut.
Yeah,
he
he
got
got
He
he
was
paid
got a
big
under
settlement.
money, bro.
contract. He got cut. I don't know what he did because I don't know that the NFL. I never heard about he was mistreated by the NFL.
Man,
It
had
was
they had
retaliation. Retaliation. That's what. Because yeah, they got mad at him, and it wasn't a bunch of
No, they
players doing
didn't.
that.
Kaepernick got he got cut and nobody picked him up. He got a
Did,
deal with Nike based on him. It wasn't based on no NFL. He was the guy, like that. I
yeah,
think Jay-Z put that deal together. But no, you're saying that he got released from the NFL or NFL gave him some money. I didn't see that anywhere.
yeah. They you can look it up, but the thing is because
Where
well, you got
why would they
he got
give him
money.
money? I'm trying to see why they would give him money.
because it was like they said it was collusion and he was being a social. He's bringing too much attention, giving the NFL too much bad press. So that was reason why he got ousted and got kicked out of the league. No team would because he
You
went to the
have to
Super Bowl in
prove that, but you what
2013.
you said, you have to prove that. I didn't see anywhere where they
It's
said
online, bro.
Yeah, you can look it up and
It's
see he
online,
did. Yeah,
bro.
Kaepernick. The NFL settled a case with Kaepernick. I didn't see.
yes,
Yes, bro.
yes,
Like a
yeah.
100 million, bro. They gave him big money, bro.
And
I
then
don't
remember
watch
the
sports to know about it.
and then remember the jerseys. Everybody started wearing them black and white 7 jerseys. The Kaepernick the jerseys in different colors.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. They took a hit and they had to pay him out. That's why he don't say nothing no more. Because that was part of the deal.
Yeah.
You got to stop
And
talking. You will give you this money. You got to stop talking about it. After that, them jerseys came out. You ain't heard nothing else from 'em after that.
yeah, they got
It's
an
saying
interview of Mike. My bad.
no. It's saying they got the NFL settled with him and Eric Reed. Said he got blackballed out of the league,
Yeah.
and the NFL gave him both uh, $10 million.
Okay.
So, and they said, which also had to cover the legal and attorney fees. So, he got a grievance and he got less than 10. He had to pay his own lawyer. So when he wound up, and he had to split it with the other guy. So he wound up probably about a mil, 3 million. He was making until he was out of the league, he was making more than that as a quarterback. He was easily getting about 6 or 7, might have been higher than that a year.
Yeah, because he went to the Super Bowl in 2013. They lost to the Ravens. So he was up there
Mhm.
like all this stuff started happening around like 2016, 17, and I think he was out by 18. I think. So he had a nice little run. He been there for close to 10 years. I think he did about 10 years or close to it.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah. And they said something
Yeah,
about he's
but
supposed to be
there's
quiet, but that's why I haven't seen him. I'm seeing up here saying that he's supposed to stop talking about the NFL. So that's why you don't ever see him anymore.
Yeah, that's part of the
yeah,
grievance
there's
deal.
an interview of Mason.
I thought he got more than 10 million though.
That's what it says. It says less than that.
He
I
got
thought
He
it
had
more
to
than
was up
10
split it
there.
million,
with
bro.
another
I
guy.
think he got more than 10 million. I didn't know about that.
Well, you can think that. I'm looking at
Yeah.
the thing right here. It's saying he got
All
less
right.
than that. And actually, it's saying that
There's
he's not supposed to speak on it, this NFL stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, he's out, man. I mean, he took
there's an
he,
interview with a dude.
he sued. He sued and he got out, and he got a couple of mil with a settlement, and he got some money from Nike. And I don't know what he's doing. He's probably doing something active. He's probably got some type of foundation.
Yeah. I know them jerseys been. He killing with them jerseys. With them Kaepernick jerseys been. I couldn't even find them. I couldn't even get me one. They've been sold out all over America. But yeah, so he got good money with Nike too. I think that's what the problem is. He probably got that Nike good money with Nike. He did a deal with them, and all of a sudden they all them stop, racism campaigns, stop hate. Got it all over the helmets in the league and stuff and
Mhm.
all that. So that started a whole big movement. So he'll
Yeah.
be fine. People like that, he'll be fine.
We're gonna see what happens to Ryan though, because that's the place. I mean, you got it's like playing in the NBA. If you get kicked out of the NBA, you can go to China, or you can play for a conference or whatever, a group, but it ain't the NBA. And ESPN not
Yeah,
working for ESPN for him, I don't know. I really don't know if he has an option.
yeah. He not gonna get because ESPN is the top of the line when it comes to commentating, pretty much.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I think that's it. He can do the podcast thing and do that and hope that pick up. But I mean, ain't too much else
Double
left to
down
do when
on it.
you net, huh?
I say double down on it.
Yeah, but people kind of expect you to do that. Look and make you look like you're mad and weak when you do that.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah, all that double down crap
when
does
you
is
talk
wasting time.
business, yeah, you
Yeah.
can't business is like that, man. Business is cutthroat. If you somebody and you too emotional, you're not gonna make it in a business environment. And that's what I mean by um as a man, right? When you start talking about men, see, this is a different arena. This isn't a football field. This is corporate America. It's a cutthroat. It's very cutthroat. But you have to be able to survive and rebound. You can't go into corporate America thinking, that you're gonna just have this job forever. Everything's gonna be perfect. You don't have to do what everybody else got to do. The rules don't apply to you. You can't do it like that. What's they always show the old guy who's 68 and the boss is like 83 and the boss will never quit and that guy is always there and he actually does the work. He's always there. And he done lost a marriage, he done had a heart attack, but the guy's hired him and that's his job and he knows he does all the work and the boss takes all the credit, but he just you know what I'm saying? He just plays that game. And then people say, "Well, I don't want to do that, man." I say, I ain't gonna be out there where I'm losing my marriages and having heart attacks just trying to because I got a good job with a company and um I have to do this or the boss will get rid of me. But that's the game, man. And that's more common than this NFL and all of that stuff. That's right down the street for you. That's probably somebody down there been working there for 30 years. Done had 2 heart attacks, 2
Yeah.
divorces.
Yeah, I live
You
in
know what I'm
DC, so I see that a
saying?
lot.
Uh-huh.
Not with the old, I see that with like a lot of black women. They like
Mm,
shit, they like slave to them damn government jobs. They hold on to
mhm,
them damn jobs for dear life, no matter what happened to family or. So yeah,
mhm.
see that a lot living in places like this.
Well, people gotta work, man. So they have to have a job. And they get in and you've been there 15 years and you know the job and it pays bills. You don't want to take a chance and go somewhere else. Have to start over from ground zero. Or you got a family now, you have responsibilities. They in school and all of the fast food. Yeah. Yeah, it's one thing to talk health, right? It's another thing to talk about being able to do that. A lot of times all them jobs, man, the frustration, it's hard to say, I'm just gonna go vegan. You don't have what you're gonna eat. It's easy to go to the machine. You're already done parked. You got to pull out, park again. It's easier to do it a certain kind of way. And to me, Ryan, damn. Oh man. Yeah, to me, Ryan, look, listen, man. Look, I mean, the NFL, man, that's a very cushy job. I mean, the ESPN, you can get spoiled working for a company like that. You get a lot of perks working with them. Especially now, they got plenty of money now. You know what they say, charters, flights, you don't have to do that with them. They have billionaires in their hallways, billionaires, owners. ESPN is nothing to walk around, turn the corner. There's a damn billionaire sitting up there. He owns this professional basketball team, and he owns this football team. Man's a damn billionaire. So that's a different type of job, man. So I can see his frustration, but even that, you we got to deal with the fallout from this. Right now, I see what he did, but no, you can't really do that though, man. I mean, I don't know how to say that. As a man, you cannot be out here crying over because things don't go the way you want them to go. I'm sorry, men don't get the option to do that. What's up with your do business?
What's good with y'all, man? Just chilling. Yeah, I'm glad I caught the show. Yeah, but I mean, I didn't see this particular episode. I mean, I do follow the Pivot podcast, but I didn't watch this one. How much is Ryan Clark worth, Platinum?
His net worth?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I go look. I know he made like $2 million last year, at least doing that job. Let me see. He did play in the NFL. Let me see. What's his net worth?
I think the episode just came out yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
So it's
Uh,
probably gonna go
between
4 or 5
six and
million maybe.
12.
So between 6 and 12 million.
Yeah. Says he played 13 seasons
Mm-hmm.
and won a Super Bowl, and he earns 2 a year with ESPN. And they're saying, but with his expenditures, he's worth between 6 and 12 right now.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad at all. So I mean that's the other guy, Channing Crowder. I think he said he's stretching out that 6 or 7 million that he got. So I mean, yeah, I get it. Brothers may feel a certain type of way, but like you said, man, you can't be doing that. Crying about a job when you got your own platform, and then honestly,
Mhm. Mhm.
uh, if they wanted to, I mean, they can even make their show even bigger. You know what I'm saying? To make it kind of look similar to ESPN. So I think a lot of guys depend on others too much when they could just be creative and just create your own thing. It's no
That's true.
need to because you have the capital to do so. So it's really no need to be tripping about an ESPN job because, like I said, ESPN is a controlled environment. So yeah, that's what I was telling you yesterday, Platinum. You can't really talk about certain things. You gotta go by the the
Yeah,
uh
the
the
market
script or
is
whatever.
yeah, the market is pretty much saturated anyhow with all of these different sports shows.
Hmm.
So
People gotta like you.
yeah, and look at the YouTube. You see guys, former players, just like these rappers and Twitch. These
Hmm.
people are coming out of the woodworks. If they rely on something like a YouTube, I hope they gotta have the right connections. They're not gonna be able to do it if they can't get the Nick Sabans, which he probably can't. Um, the Lane Kiffins, we probably
Who?
can't.
Who can't? Who
Ryan
can't?
Clark, Ryan Clark.
No, I
They
mean
already had them on.
it's
They already,
just
they already had them guys on the show.
I'm talking about
Lane
on his
Kiffin's done.
show, on this thing right here. I'm like, Ain't no Lane Kiffin been on the pivot?
Yeah, and
Well, I mean,
No, no,
when
no,
you
brother.
when you're talking sports, though, I mean, like I said, it's gonna attract. Yeah, I mean, it's so
Tim
many sports
Tebow.
channels,
Yeah,
man.
he had everybody.
But now I'm talking about Ryan Clark. I'm just saying, like, it's on YouTube. It's so many
I
sports
watched
shows.
him.
I don't even know all of them. You see what I'm saying? So many of
Yeah,
them. So
a lot of them. You had a lot of former sports show personalities on YouTube channels. But what I'm saying, if you
Yeah,
start talking about competing with an ESPN or even a Pat McAfee, you better. The thing about him, what he does his show, and he's well received. But he knows a lot of people that are extremely hard to get in contact, and they're willing to come on his show and help him. That's the key thing. They're willing to do it.
that's what I'm saying.
but
I
yeah,
mean, I understand what you're saying, play, but Ryan Clark already has a popularity. So I mean, he's known. So I mean, all you got
yeah,
to do is just do your own thing, man. I mean, it's really just that simple, and someone is gonna watch it. Sports is very lucrative. It's a very lucrative
yeah.
topic.
And
So
I'm
it
saying,
doesn't matter. It's dudes that never played in the league that got sports channels, and I've seen it. Some guys be having 1.2K people watching, 400 people watching,
yeah,
2,000 people watching. So I
Mhm.
mean, it's just all about your confidence in who you are. Whatever when you present yourself to the public, just be yourself, and people gonna rock with you. I promise you.
yeah. They
It
had,
depends on the topic.
yeah, they Pivot. They done had Andy Reid, Sean McVay. They done had Nick Saban on there. They done had everybody you can think of. The dude, the coach from the Eagles, Tim T.
Mhm.
They done talked to pretty much everybody.
And he had Lane Kiffin on there.
I think so. You can.
No, he
I'm
hadn't,
look it
bro.
up. I'm look it up. But I think I know I seen Nick's your boy from Alabama, the coach. I know I for sure I seen him.
He could pick up the phone and bring him on the show right now.
Yes, you can look at it. Look up the YouTube channel.
He
It say right
can't,
there.
brother. You know what? And it don't really matter. But he's got to. That's it's not going to be easy to do what he's finna this journey he's going on, because those shows you have to set those shows up a certain kind of way. You also have to have an audience
Yeah, they had him
that's
last
ready
year.
to receive those guests.
The show did 551K view, half a million views. Lane Kiffin, he been on there. I knew I
When
seen him last year. I'm looking at it right now. Pivot Podcast, Lane Kiffin, 1 year ago, 551K views. So yeah, I tell you,
okay,
they done had everybody on the show on Pivot. They
okay.
already had him last year. So
Well, he's
yeah,
gonna need them.
they done did everybody you can think of pretty much. Antonio Brown, yeah, yep, they done had everybody on that show in the last 4 or 5 years. Stephen
Okay,
A.
well, he's
Smith.
gonna need them if he's starting a new. He's got to do the same thing here. I mean, he got to do it all over again because it's been a reset. We're about to start college football, and I can go look at Pat McAfee today. They'll probably have a best of the week on ESPN, and if you're gonna compete with him, you're gonna have to be able to do the things he's doing. And that's what I'm saying. You can know people, but it's who you know. You can know the what's this the Lakers, right? When LeBron James and when they was in the bubble, I could know one of the Lakers, one of the players on. I could know not Anthony. What's the other guy? I'm just says I don't even remember them guys. He had somebody on there. They had somebody when they won that championship in the bubble. They had a guy on there. He was an older guy, but he wasn't. My point is this: you can know the third man, but you don't know Anthony Davis. You don't know LeBron. I'm saying they are not going to do it. Say, hey, can you guys come do my podcast? And it could be a guy. He starts for the Lakers. And they say, well, can you get LeBron? And they said, nah, man, he ain't gonna do it. Anthony, he ain't gonna do it. But you can
Yeah.
get Joe Schmo. And I'm saying you have to be able to get those if that's what you're trying to do. Now you just want to have a nice little show with your friends,
Hmm.
and occasionally over time eventually you get these guys. But your show's not really gonna be as popular as the other guy's show.
Now, Now they do get more views than average because they got 1.5 million subscribers, but the Kelsey brothers got like 3 million subscribers, but their videos be getting like 40,000, 50,000,
Hmm.
20,000. So the
Hmm.
pivot they got a real organic following. Their views match the subscriber count, but a lot of them other people, like they'll have Tom Brady on there on the Kelsey brothers, and Tom Brady might get like 140,000 views. So you they get the subscribers for the name, but they don't really get the views like the pivot get. That's why it's more organic. People actually watch it.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I
They're
mean,
going to have to. Now that he's not a part of ESPN,
mhm.
we'll see. It's the
Yeah, I mean,
pivot,
that's what
and
I'm
it's his
saying.
opinion, and
Yeah, I think guys got to stop. That's what I mean by being yourself. I mean, you have to stop worrying about other people's platforms. I mean,
Yeah.
who cares how many followers that they have? What about you? If you have no confidence and you talking about doing media, presenting yourself to the public, you're definitely, you know what I'm saying, gonna fail. It's a lot of dudes that didn't have YouTube channels thinking that they was gonna blow up and all that. And I seen one dude that was like, he said I had to go back to work because he thought that doing the YouTube thing was easy. It was a
No,
black
it's
dude. So
not.
I'm like,
Yeah.
hey man, just put the content out there, man, and let the chips fall where they may. But
well, that's
don't
a whole
get your
different.
hopes up. You know what I'm saying?
The YouTube channel. That's a whole different subject. That's a
Yeah,
whole
I'm just
different
saying.
subject right there. But
Cause you can have the setup with the fancy cameras and all that, the fancy everything DJI, but it's dudes out there with doing content on the cell phone with more subscribers than a dude like that. So it's all about what people like and how authentic you are.
yeah, there you
At the
go.
end of the day, yeah, I
It's your
seen it.
people, man. It's
Yeah,
what they want to see.
you go out there and buy a $3,000, $3,000 cameras and a setup, and you can barely, you can barely crack 100,000. But I know a couple dudes, just cell phones, or the regular cell phone, one cell phone,
Mhm.
80,000, 90,000 subscribers, cranking out 3, 4 videos a day, getting 4, 5,000 views on each video,
But what are they
10,000.
talking about though? What
Just
are the
current
topics?
events, just current events, like things that go on. 'Cause that's pretty much all people are doing is regurgitating, carrying news. Something happened over here. The news done said it, but you making a YouTube channel about it, going into
Mhm.
deeper details. That's all people doing. That's pretty much all content and just regurgitation of the same news over and over again.
Some people,
Huh?
No, he's
some
right,
people,
Platinum.
you can
He's
have your
actually
own,
right.
own organic content. It don't have to be generated from the
But
news. You could talk about the news.
yeah, but
That's
I'm
current
saying though,
events, but you don't have to just talk about the news.
you
No, he's
don't.
right.
But you can be like I watched what's that white guy? He do like the Rolex watch enthusiast.
Okay.
I didn't know it was that much stuff behind it. He got like 800,000. Well, he probably had a
Yeah, well,
million
he's
now.
got a market, and he's found his
Yeah,
audience for that market,
that's what
and
I'm
that's the
Yeah.
whole
saying.
point. When you generate the content, when you say you're gonna cry or you cry on video, for some people, not a lot, they're gonna have issues because you're still a man, and they just don't want to see that happen. But then again, like I said, you say, he's mainstream and he probably got a bunch of a diversified audience. But nah, if I'm doing a sports show, I'm probably not gonna cry on video, man.
Mm,
Sports? Nah, it's just a macho business.
true, that's true.
Yeah, man. And you making like you say, you got 6 to 12 million. I mean, what are you crying about, dog? Seriously, man.
I was saying earlier, they know how to pick these guys. Look at CNN. I done seen about 5 or 6 of them black Van Jones, Don Lemon, the other gay dude with the bald head, the other dude. Yeah, I done seen about five. They had them and then they crying about Trump. It's that's crazy, man. It is crazy.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Like with this Angela Rye, when we were talking about 15, 16 years ago, I thought she would be further. I see she got a channel. Now she got a bunch of subscribers.
No, they only got like 100,000 over there. They should have more than that. Bakari Sellers in them, and they had that dude Andrew Gillum. He yeah he
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They just lose credibility. They take L after L over there, man. The other girl left, the little light skinned one, the little thick light skinned one, other one, who she got fired off of CNN too. But yeah, once they get fired off these shows, they go to podcast, try to get them a little book deal or a podcast, and that don't work, and they just kind of get stuck there because they didn't have what it takes to be in politics. So that's the next best thing. They got to go back into private practice, whatever they've been doing before.
Yeah, no, they can still do that channel, man.
Yeah,
Now, if you're talking about doing it for money, that is a different
yeah,
position. But just doing a channel, you can still do your channel. Your sponsors is where you get your money from. So, like I said, when you get locked out of an ESPN, you got to be. He said, Ryan believes he's a really, really good uh, sportscaster, and he knows his, he knows the how to do it. Well, he's gonna have his work cut out for him.
he might now. They now you look at it up. If ABC or CBS get a spot, he might. They'll take a chance and pick him up someplace else if like a spot comes up or something. But
Nah,
yeah. I mean, I'm just saying
he's gonna have a hard time
yeah,
going anywhere because you got to understand he has a lot of people he generated a lot of anger in a lot of people, and
yeah,
they labeled him woke and all of that, and
yeah.
because
Put
they
that
don't want
label
to
on
hear
him.
that
Yeah,
point of view. Just when somebody says Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, there's no discussion. You go with Caitlin Clark. If you dare challenge the system and say, "Well, what about Angel?" They're gonna automatically say you woke. You're woke, and we're not looking for a woke guy running around here. So that's what I mean. So whether he's right or wrong, though, that's what I'm saying. From my perspective, he's exactly right.
yeah,
But he'll be all right, man.
yeah. You'll be fine.
He'll be fine. We'll be all right. I guess I don't know, man. We don't need to overdo it, though. I don't think you need to be a thug. I don't think you need to be a loudmouth thug, but I also don't think you need to cry. So there's a happy balance between that.
Mm.
And some of those guys, some of those athletes, I think Randy Moss did a lot of them black dudes. They be breaking down. I think Randy Moss was on there crying.
Yeah, they go through so much, man. Them guys. T.O. another one. T.O.
Yep,
He's another one.
he cried talking about his quarterback. Yeah, we have a connection to this country, man, that we're always the ones in tears.
Yeah,
That's sad too, man.
yeah.
And it doesn't come off very masculine.
You just get, I guess, I feel them guys get Allen Iverson too. Them guys, they just,
Hmm.
they just break down. You got so much people against you. You're trying to, go out there and play, and people heckling you, man, and talking down on you. It's like everybody, like, you got. I'll never experience that because I never been in sports. Like, I never been an athlete, but you got millions and millions of people putting these false narratives and bad things out of it. I say after a while, man, that stuff will get to anybody. Anybody.
Hmm.
That's what it got to be, man. You trying to fight for
I saw.
justice and
I remember Cordell Stewart. He got benched. He started to cry. Um, um, and the coach told him wait till after the game. He was running up on the coach, and he
Des
said,
Bryant.
"Wait till after the game." The coach, what I'm saying, he was like, "Hey, I gotta finish this game. We're gonna put the backup in, and we gotta finish the game. But I'm not here to discuss why I benched you. Just get on the bench, and we'll talk about it later." Um, he had an emotional meltdown. Randy Moss,
Des Bryant. Yeah, a lot of
Allen
yeah,
Iverson, he had emotional. He came out and cried. All of these dudes be, they shouldn't be doing it, but they get in their feelings a lot, man. He makes you wonder about them. You just have to, man.
yeah.
Yep, Terrell Owens, that's my quarterback.
And he was doing a couple of interviews. He said his agent taking money from him and He had to fire his lawyer and all that. And he got real
Mhm.
deep on that one.
Okay. They said they had Barack Obama on there. Okay. It was the Up in Smoke. They had the Kamala Harris. So, um, I mean, these guys, some of these guys, they get guests. And I don't know. Let me say, I'm gonna be back up. I don't know how this is going. People probably going. I'm with Ryan. He got mistreated at ESPN. I'm 100% with you, bro. They did you wrong. But what we disagree is getting emotional about it. I just have to disagree with you, man. The world just don't accept that from men. I don't care what somebody's gonna say, and man, they ain't gonna accept that from you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not gonna accept tears and stuff like that from you. They don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, Like I said, I mean, the dudes be tripping, man. I mean, Cal Kuzma, came out with a statement. He was just, talking about how athletes or anyone that has a lot of money be complaining, about taxes or anything. It's like, dude, you still got 40 million, you know what I'm saying, or 50 million or whatever you got. You know what I'm saying? You got more than, most people will ever, have. So
Hmm.
you should be thankful for that, man.
You ain't lying. How can you throw that money away, man? Ain't that much damn cars and money in the world, man.
Nah, I mean, they're just big spenders. I mean, Odell Beckham Jr.
Hey,
I'm gonna go
Dubin, you
I'm gonna buy me 10 damn Chipotle's or 10 Chick-fil-A's or something first, and then something. I'm 2 or 10, 5 Planet Fit. If I go invest something first, shit.
Dubin, you drive a truck, right?
Hmm.
What if you trying to drop a load off, but to turn, right? You can't. You need to back it up, and you don't have no room, and you trying to get it into the fence, and the people still coming, and they see you, and they ain't got no room. What I said is, you can't cry. You
Oh
can't
no.
cry because you try to get your load and say, "Hey man, y'all gonna hold me out here for another hour, man? You slow." Okay, let me back this up. I see truckers all the time, man. They start backing that thing up. Them people stop. There ain't nobody officially said you have to. Okay, let him. No, I'm just saying they'll whip that thing back to push it in there. In the
Yeah.
process, they'll cut that other lane off. But it's the people, who stop so that he can get his load into the fence. But if you sit up there and cry and wait on them, that's what I'm saying. It's a waste of time. As a man, you can't really cry about this stuff.
Nah, man. So when I say I get it, like I said, I mean, listen, man. We always have to have sympathy for people, but like you said, you get back to reality. Like, dog, just pick it up and move on, man. Not on national TV. You do that in your own spare time, and don't ever let no one see you crying over some relationship that you was in or some job or whatever, man. It's people out here that can't even find jobs. So what you
Hmm.
tripping for? You know what I'm saying? Like I really, feel for people like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to see it for your own eyes. Wherever you at, California, Georgia, any state, New York. Oh my God, man! There's so many homeless people in New York. It is insane. They sleeping all outside everywhere. It's man,
Yeah.
that's crazy, bro. That is really crazy, man. And
DC too.
I
It's
mean, just
laid
think
out in the
about that,
street.
man.
DC.
Man, just think about the winter time, dog. I seen a story about a dude in Chicago that froze to death because he was homeless. Like seriously, I mean, I
There were
don't laugh
guys
about stuff like that, man. That's crazy, man.
no, out here. There are guys. They find that all the time.
Yeah, they fine. You starting to see a lot of stories of black women and their kids dying like that in cars and
All right. Well,
vans.
we don't have that, but we
Yeah.
do have men freezing to death. Maybe a woman or two. But
Damn.
yeah, that's very common because a lot of times when you go into the shelter, if it's 25 degrees and tomorrow it's going to be 15, they tell the homeless, you need to go into the shelter, which is a high school gym that's heated with you laying on a beach towel.
Right.
But you ain't in the cold, right? But they don't like to do that because they're on drugs, and you can't drink in there. You go into a shelter, you cannot drink. You can't use no drugs. And I've talked to them. They say they don't like to. They'll take their chances out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of times they get rained on. It's 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. It's raining. It's freezing. They're half asleep, and they freeze to death. And they find them, and they take them to the morgue. They make an effort to try the next of kin. They can't. They hold on to the body. I think about 7 days. Then they just burn it.
Damn.
Yeah, they don't. Nobody claims you. They don't know. I mean, they get your fingerprints and all. They find out. They try to find out who you are. It's not like it's just they burnt you and they don't know. But it'll be somewhere where you got to try to find it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, people got to stay off them drugs too. That's a big part, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. But once they on that stuff, man, some people will never get off it. It's like the curse got them, especially in Atlanta, man. It's so bad in Atlanta. Man, I almost ran one of them over. The food just standing in the street.
Mm-hmm.
And they make Atlanta seem like it's so. I'm from South Carolina, and I'm originally, but they try to make Atlanta seem like it's so upscale and so black people got so much going on.
I mean, it
And
is.
I've been going there since the early '90s in elementary school, and I ain't never been impressed. I was more impressed back then when a hurricane would come or we would go for summer vacation. But Atlanta ain't what people think it is. It's not.
Yeah, Atlanta's popping. You know what I'm saying? Just
Them little small enclaves of people, like just like businesses, and like that's a small percentage. That ain't. You got a lot of foreigners owning stuff in Atlanta, more
yeah. I
than
mean,
the
that's
black people.
everywhere.
And that means what, brother?
Know what I'm saying is that
Well,
the people,
bro, that don't matter.
it
Okay.
do matter.
Yeah. No, it don't. You go buy what you want. They buy what they want.
Yeah.
Fuck that. How would that matter?
They'll step
And,
on the
and,
plate.
and, and it's not even about that. It's not even about Atlanta. It's actually anywhere. If you broke, you broke.
Yeah,
Why
man.
you
You don't have
why
to
you
be in
getting
no
mad?
Atlanta. You could be broke in Paris. You could be broke in Denver. You could be broke in Cleveland. You broke, you broke.
Now
So
I'm
you're
telling
right.
you,
You talking about going somewhere where you ain't got no money. Yeah, Atlanta, it's a whole bunch of broke people down there. It's not going to be very pleasant. But it's money in Atlanta. If you got money and you're around the money people,
yeah.
it'll be a better experience.
But the way people make it seem, and I know what I'm talking about, but because I've been going there since the almost 30 years, since the '90s. But it's not what people think. They make it seem like this is black.
Nah, that's
Uh,
what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
I've been there a couple of times. I
Go
ain't
ahead
never
and tell
looked
me
at
what
it
you're
like
trying to
that.
tell me, and I'm living in the state next door. Go ahead and tell me. Go
Nah,
ahead.
I'm just saying it's the same thing. Look, man, Atlanta is popping just like any other city that's popping, but you're gonna see, irregular stuff at times. That's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So there's no city that's better than the other city. It's the same. That's what Platinum trying to tell you. So a lot of people that do get in bad situations, it is by personal choice because if you don't want to take care of yourself, then that's a problem. It's only so much other people can do for you. Now, that's what family is for. I mean, family is cool and everything, but at the end of the day, you still have to do for yourself. I mean, I got family members and had family members that wasn't always there in the head. You see what I'm saying? And that's just how they are. I
Are
got
you
family
from
members
there
like that now.
originally? Are you from Atlanta originally?
Nah.
Okay, all right. That's okay. That's all I need to know right there. All right, I got you. All right.
Nah, bro, I'm just telling you what I know. You see what I'm saying? I mean,
Okay. All right.
Atlanta, it's anywhere though. I mean, I've been to Atlanta. I'm a regular dude. I'm certainly not close to being rich, and I can see if you're limited with funds, you got to be used to that. You got to be used to that if that's what you want. The hood, you want to be in the hood and go to hood parties and hang out with thug dudes and the people who are often unemployed. Maybe they work for a while and it's a different experience.
Yeah.
But it's money there, and I've seen the money crowd.
Yeah, man.
You get into the colleges and stuff like that, and you start going around the more affluent people, which they're going. You have to fit in. They ain't gonna just let anybody come in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be to me anywhere. That's Florida. That's Florida. It just depends on where you're trying to go.
Yeah, because I know you up there in D.C. I mean, I'm very familiar with the Baltimore, D.C. area. I mean, it would be nice to live up there because they got areas outside of like 40 miles outside D.C. That's pretty cool. That's in Maryland, some part of Maryland I was looking at. But shit, I looked at some of them housing prices. I said, damn, $1 million for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good.
That's that's pretty much.
Atlanta is a place where the South period is a place where you can get more for your buck. Like
That's
a $300,000
true.
house in the South is bigger than DC. You know what I'm saying, in Philly and all those kind of places. Like, I mean, I seen a house that was like 699,000 in your area, and it was like kind of small. I said, ain't no way I can go to Texas if I want to and get a house,
Yeah.
get a
Yeah.
mansion for
Yeah.
700,000. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Like, I
yeah,
got
go
you.
ahead.
No, I was just saying. I understand what you're saying. You got to go, but as it's at a point now where the South's getting expensive too. Because you go to my hometown in South Carolina, Charleston, the house I grew up in. Um, my old man bought that house back in the '90s for I think 93,000, and that same house 545 or something like that in 2026. So things just go
Say that
up.
again. You say what? Say that
I,
again.
I said my old man bought the house I grew up in. We grew up in $93,000 in the '90s. 2026, that same house is like 540 something.
That's
Just
crazy.
yeah. So it's expensive where I'm from too, because the Charleston, Myrtle Beach, that whole from Myrtle Beach all the way to Hilton Head Island, Charleston, like in the middle. A lot of things, it's close to waterfront property, so real expensive. So
I mean, if you got a big family, I get it. But if it's just you,
yeah,
nah,
yeah,
man,
yeah,
you
yeah,
could be straight with a $200,000 or $300,000 house. You'll be all right, my nigga. Like,
yeah.
god damn.
But where I'm from, we don't
Hey,
have you don't have houses that cheap. Everything is 500,000 and up
yeah, yeah,
nowadays. Now, but yeah, so you can't escape it. You can't escape it no more.
yeah.
Well, your money, man.
Yeah,
It's just like when the guys say going overseas, you're still your money. It's where you live at. It was where you're talking about dating. Well, who you trying to date?
yeah. All
You
you
know,
need overseas, most of them countries, you can live comfortable on 40, 50 grand a year
and
Yeah.
it depends on which
on the beach.
country.
On the beach,
Well,
yeah.
a lot of people don't want to live on. See, all of that stuff.
Hmm.
It depends which, and they have a lot more costs than people let on to. It's not that you can't just go to the country. Okay, I'm good. No, you got to. That visas cost money. Then you start overstaying your visa. That's not like America. They'll come get you in America. You can be here 40 years,
Yeah,
overstayed your visa, never got in trouble. They knew, yeah, they were. You overstayed it, but you worked, raised a family. Boom, but you can't do that over there.
yeah.
They
I'm glad
real
you just
funny
brought
about
that up
that.
too. Glad.
Immigration, they have
But
no tolerance on immigration. And they're not stupid. So if you want to stay there, you're gonna have to pay to stay there.
yeah, but
Bro,
getting the place is the easiest thing. That they don't do no credit checks. They don't do no any. Long as you got the money, you in there. Most places, what I've
Okay.
seen,
Okay.
they don't ask
well, I
you where
mean,
you're from. But I mean,
Your insurance, you
people,
gotta pay insurance.
yeah,
You gotta have their insurance, and that's gonna be some money.
well,
yeah,
So
let me say this right quick. I just seen a video from an MTR, and the dude went over there to Thailand. Dude was from New York, and he quit his job to go overseas in Thailand, and now he's trying to do like a fundraiser or something to get some money back to get home. It sounds kind of crazy because I'm like, why would you quit your job to go overseas to do what? And now you don't have any money to get back home, and now you're on social media, trying to get people to send them money. It's like it's so many dudes that do that stuff, man. I just question the mentality of certain Americans. Like, what
You
is
get
so
over
bad
there,
about America?
you got 100,000 in your bank account. You go to one of those foreign countries, you'll be surprised how much that money starts to go.
Mm.
And then when you start talking about heat, you got to have you. I can go over there and get a place for $200 a month. Ain't no heater, ain't no air conditioner in there.
Not that cheap. You don't want to live like that. You don't live
Well,
like
that's my
no.
whole point. I'm saying you can go over there and find a affordable, really low affordable place, but you're not going to have the amenities that you're used to.
No.
So
Well,
so when you start saying compatibility, $1,500 a month place, right? It's not going to be that big different than a $1,500 a month place in America.
Yeah.
So you still, it's not as inexpensive as people play. Look, but the best thing to do is just to go there and you can see for yourself.
yeah.
That's the best thing to do, man, because talking about it, guys are going to paint it a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
And I don't, from living over there, I don't think they tell the truth.
Yeah.
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 I don't. I just don't, because I've lived over there and I know exactly what they do over there.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I've been to every continent except Australia. So I know too. So I just got back
mhm.
from Africa in February. So I done been to Brazil, I done been to Caribbean countries. So Europe, Paris. I done been to these places, Dubai. So I know what I'm talking about too. Hong Kong, Tokyo and all that. So yeah, I know what I'm talking about too when it comes to the
Well,
price
you
of
can
living.
tell them, you can say that,
Yeah.
but like I said, I lived over there.
Yeah. I
I've been
didn't
to I've been to Australia,
yeah, I never
and like
been.
I
That's
said,
on
you
my
need to have some money.
of
Yeah,
course
man.
So yeah,
everywhere.
so yo, I know a guy. He retired post office and
Yeah.
military. He had about 9,000 in retirement, and
Every month.
he went overseas.
Yeah, that's
He had
good.
divorced. His whatever his marriage way he raised a family as best he could. He was divorced, and he was shit in his 50s, and he went back. He went to the Philippines. That's where he wanted. He wanted to go there.
See, that's good money. He living
Yeah,
good. 7,000 a month in the Philippines.
yeah,
That's good
yeah.
money. Yeah.
He had property over there because he had a ex wife that he was no longer with her, but they maintained communications,
Mm.
and she purchased him some property, and he still had it, a spread of land, but he had to buy it through her. And even though they had a divorce, she still held on to that. So when he
Yeah.
went back,
That's what I'm
he
saying.
went. I
Like,
don't know, maybe he got back with her, but he went back to her because he used to always brag on his land in the Philippines.
I
Like I
just can't do it, man. Because, like I said, I mean, yeah, if you get up into the millions, then yeah, it's okay to go purchase a piece of property by the beach or something or whatever. But it's like you have to be in a place that can give you access to, capital constantly. You have to be able to make your money. So when dudes be doing all this extra stuff, they be, telling people you want to work remotely and all that kind of stuff, man, you got to have something real going on. You have to have a real program going on. So if you're going to do that work from home type stuff, it got to be something that's lucrative and solid. Because
yeah.
when you get to another country, you don't have no what kind of job you gonna get? So they don't have the same jobs that we have in America. Now maybe Europe or something or the UK, but even with that, it's still like it's still risky. So I mean, I respect the passport bros or whatever guys that like to go overseas. Like I understand just traveling to go see something, but you talking about relocating, man. That's bad, man. That's bad when you can't even make money or you don't have money and you get on the computer on social media begging people. That's really not good for you to do that, man. I'm
Yeah.
serious, man, because anything can happen
Well,
to
you
you
need
in
the
these
money.
countries.
Yeah, that's what you need the money. So I've never seen nobody travel, white, black. I've never seen nobody say they needed more than $5,000 a month to live overseas. Ever.
Wait, I mean, you could do that in America. That's what I'm saying. You could live off $5 grand if you talking about retirement and all that kind of stuff. You could do that in America, easy,
Uh,
man. Ain't no way you gonna tell me you can't live out. If
that's
somebody Go ahead.
Because rent is pretty much like $2 grand everywhere you go. Between,
That depends. That's not always true. That depends.
I mean, if you somewhere in Mississippi or Louisiana
Nah,
down
you
there,
could be anywhere. You could be. It depends on where you're trying to live in this area, man.
yeah. Most people want to live close to or out around the like outskirts of a city, major city. Let's just say that. Even in the South, you want to live close. You don't live in Atlanta, but you live in Stone Mountain. You don't. You live in North Carolina. You don't live around. You live around Charlotte, someplace 20 miles out. So we talking about like the circumference of the city where you places where most people live, and most people live on the outskirts of a major city or someplace close by, less than 30 miles or something. Let's just say that. So when you living like that, most of America, you paying between 15 and $2 grand for rent. And you got your insurance, you got your car stuff, you got your food, you got to eat, got to get your hair cut, you got to stay clean. So it adds up real quick. That's what I'm saying. That's why nobody can't get nowhere. That's why most Americans don't have $1,000. 70% of Americans, that's a lot of per people. 350 times 70, that's 250 some million people ain't got $1,000.
Well, I mean, like I
So
said,
that's why people coming up with
Well,
new ways to
money,
get out of
it
here.
costs money, period, to live overseas. Because you're talking
Yeah,
about one person. When you
yeah.
start saying you cohabitating,
No, I'm talking about one person. I'm just
I'm
saying
talking
one
about, well,
person.
who wants to go over there and be by themselves, bro? You're talking about two people that it eats through that money. So two people, and we're not even talking about the family and all of that stuff and those other expenses.
Take the car out. Take
The food,
food is
and if you
cheap.
have a car, if you have one,
You don't need
so
a car overseas. Nowhere.
it depends where you live.
Yeah, if you
It
live in
depends
100
on where you
miles
go.
out,
Everybody don't want to go to those places either. When you say Thailand, people don't want to go there.
you don't got to go there.
I'm just
You can,
saying, yeah, all these affordable. The people ain't, man, doesn't nobody trying to live like live in the forest and shit like
people
that.
want to live in a tropical destination.
No,
That's
they
what most
man, you know
people
how
want to
hot it
do.
is out there.
If I understand that.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
If you black, you want to live somewhere tropical. Most
No,
black
you
people.
don't. You want air though.
They don't want to live in Europe.
They want
If you
air. You
want to
want
if
air. You want air in Europe.
yeah, you want to live. If you go to
So
Europe,
I'm saying the difference.
you going to Germany.
I can
Yeah.
go out here right now in between, the highway
Mhm.
from one city to city, that highway, that little extended, where you got the trees and the grass and all them wide open spaces, and then you get to the city you're going to. I could go live out there, man, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, most people
Yeah.
they want to
Well,
go to
no, I
Panama.
get a discount on my mortgage or my rent, but I'll be in
Panama.
the middle of nowhere. No, what I'm saying is, what if something breaks?
Yeah.
What if I break? Okay, they said it's gonna take us this amount. Well, we don't service that area, man.
These
They say, yeah,
places,
you 50 miles from. Yeah, we don't.
common
Yeah, we
sense.
only help the people in the city. Say, yeah, we ain't gonna
Yeah.
be able to come out there and check this out or check that out.
And that's why I
And
say common
yeah,
sense
so
to
that's what
tell
I mean.
you.
So it's the same. It's still at the end of the day, unless if you 25
Uh-huh.
and you got $3,000 a month coming, and you 25, you got a shot. You got a shot to go overseas and create a nice life. But when you talking about older men, because I see they say targeting 50 and up, a
Mm,
lot of those dudes have already got bills. They
uh-huh.
got kids probably in college. They still got ties to America, and the whole prospect of dying overseas. That's a real thing for someone like that. A
Yeah,
lot
but
of them don't want to die overseas.
we talking about. I'm talking when you talk about like passport. You talk about between like 25 and guys 25 and 45 with no children who got disposable income. That's like
Okay.
the yeah,
Okay.
no children,
And even that being
no
said,
debt.
there are other places to go.
Yeah,
But see, the thing is, brother, if you don't like I said, man, I ain't telling no one what to do. I never do that. I'm just giving an opinion. When dudes be wasting money, man, that's gonna catch up to you. The objective is to save as much
yeah,
as you can and build it up. With Roth IRAs and Roth IRAs and all that kind of. It's just options for you to maximize your capital. So it's like
yeah,
you got to. Sometimes dudes got to think long term instead of short term. Like, okay, I want to have some fun, yada yada yada, and you just keep on spending, you keep on spending, you keep on spending, and it looks nice on social media. They showing you they at some club or whatever and all this kind of stuff. But like I said, if you keep on doing that, you ain't gonna have no money, and then you're gonna end up like dude from New York, and the other
Yes.
dude that was from New York that went to some other country, he got stuck over there talking about he a mechanic and shit. Like,
Yeah.
some stuff just don't make sense to me, man. I understand the dating scene and all this kind of stuff in America, but America is not that bad of a country to make me want to move to another country.
Well,
It's really
tell
not
them
that
guys
bad.
that. Tell them because I
I'm
seen it.
talking about me. I ain't telling
Oh,
nobody
okay.
else.
Yeah, I'm saying yeah,
I'm
but
talking
you
about me.
can't. When I first started going overseas, probably like, well, traveling like international, like '06, 21 maybe. You would see like one or two random black dudes, but now you go over there now, they got a whole little communities with black dudes. Some dudes got like half ownership in like bars, restaurants, barbershops. You see a whole lot more than 20 years ago. It's like
Yeah.
5 and 6 times more. And these guys don't be on social media. Some of these guys
Yeah.
in military. Some of these guys got a business they got in America and is get passive income. So I know a dude who worked for Bank of America. He do the interviews at home. He packed his stuff up, moved overseas, do the same job, come back every for holidays once or twice a year. And you got
Mhm.
that's his life, He making about what, 70 grand a year before taxes. So he live a
Hmm.
good life, stuff like that. That's when people talk about mobile jobs. So people are not dumb. People know it costs money to go any place. It's just the way you do it and what you're
So some
starting
people
off
are.
with. Yeah.
Some people are.
Yeah,
Some
you got a
people.
small
I've seen
percentage of
too much
idiots. Yeah,
evidence.
yes, you got to. They weekend warriors. I got 10 grand. That's all I got. I ain't got nothing else. I'm gonna take a chance. If I fail, I fail. I can always come back to America and start over. That's the way they're thinking. They're not gonna die because they get stranded for a couple of weeks or days. Well, I'm gonna go broke. I'm gonna go start over, go back, and always go back home to America. That's my cushion. Build my money up again. Try it again. That's how they're thinking.
Yeah,
Nobody's
man, because
thinking
you
I'm gonna
got.
run
Well,
out
ain't
and
no
I'm gonna
really, to
die.
be honest with you, anybody really thinking about going
Yeah, no,
on
yeah,
YouTube,
yeah.
but in the real world, nobody thinking about going no overseas, man.
Yeah, man, because you
It
got.
might be out of 50 guys, maybe one. Out of
Yeah.
100, maybe one. These guys ain't talking about no go overseas.
Yeah, a
I
lot of
mean,
people.
and plus, even if they making money, the more
Yeah,
money they make, the more they want to stay.
yeah, but I'm just saying, people ain't looking at it like a life or death situation. If all they got is 10 grand, what if I lose this in 3 months or six
That's
months?
10,000. I mean, if that's what you
I'm
want
gonna
to
come.
do,
I'm
you
gonna
want to
come
go
back
to
to
the
America.
DR. I mean, it
Yeah,
depends. If that's what you want to do, 10,000, go to the DR
yeah.
and go out there and live.
I'm saying,
10,000.
but the
You
money
don't
that
need to
people
worry about that.
they
I mean, that'll get you for a while. I mean, you got
yeah.
money coming. You'll be all
But the
right
way
with
people
10,000.
frame it, they try to
10 grand,
they
bro.
try to tell people, oh, if you that's all you got now, don't mess this up. You're gonna die. So people not thinking like that. They thinking optimistically. If they go broke, they go broke. I'll make more money. So what? Who cares?
Well, nobody's going to take care of you.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
point,
That's
That's
though.
what
not
I'm saying.
realistic though. See,
Yeah,
because you
no.
got people out here giving people bad advice, telling people to live above their means. I mean, you even got females that be, talking like that on. So it's like that's this bad advice. You're never supposed to live above your means.
Yeah,
Why would
people
you
still
even
yeah,
think about doing that?
yeah.
Well,
This is why basketball
they're
players back
not
in the
going to take
projects and
care of
broke.
you
Yeah,
if you go overseas and run through your whatever amount you got in the bank. When you look around and you out of it, you find out you on your own out there. They're going to ask you
yeah.
who do you know.
And you
You
should
go to the
know that as a
embassy. They
grown
got a
man.
process where they will attempt to help you, but believe me, brother, it's going to be set up so bad. You better off doing it on your own.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying, Platt? In the chat room, dude talking about LeBron only making $8 million. Time to start crushing soda cans and cutting coupons. Man,
Mm.
this dude made hundreds of millions. Like
He got $1 billion. LeBron got a
that's
billion.
some people are platinum. Some people are just never satisfied, and are very, very irresponsible with money. Very irresponsible with money. It makes no sense to 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 blow money or just to spend money on stupid stuff. Like it just makes no sense, man.
Well,
But
you've evolved, do business.
I just don't get it, man. I really don't.
Yeah. So people just trying to find they're trying to find them a low spot, whatever they can get in, fit in, and live a comfortable life. If it's in America, fine. If it's overseas, that's fine too. Whatever people can get, live comfortable. At the end of the day, you want a cool, warm place to stay. You want some healthy food. You want a peace of mind. Whatever you got to go to get that, that's where you're gonna go. That's what you're gonna be looking for your whole life, I guess. And add your relationship with that. Whatever make the most sense, that's what people are gonna do. Bottom line.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, like Platinum said earlier, guys don't want to be by themselves. But
Yeah.
then on the flip side to that, you may have to get used to that depending on who you are. I mean, you can always date, but when you start bringing, other people into the mix, man, you just gotta think about that. Your
Yeah.
finances, like these females will break you, man.
You could
They
go
ain't
broke
giving
over.
back
Yeah,
to that.
you could go broke overseas.
That's what
You can go broke anyway. Yeah. If you
Yeah,
yeah.
but you
that's
can
what.
go broke. Period. Women are women, and
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
expenses are expenses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those that'll break you,
And,
dog.
and then when you get in them, and say another thing, more than likely, you a black man, you're not gonna be eating first. You're gonna be eating from the bottom of the tree, man. So she probably gonna have a couple of kids.
What are you
Probably
talking
been
about?
a female overseas. She probably been run through.
So you
Yeah,
talking
but
about
Uh,
no,
traffic?
yeah,
but
no. See, that's another thing. No, nobody. You don't gotta get the bottom of the barrel. So
no, you're
it's
not
so
gonna be
it's
eating at
so
the.
many
You,
it's so
you're not
many
gonna get there.
women.
You got to have some money to do that, though.
Yeah, because the local men ain't got no money.
Well, the local men, some of them do. Not all of
Yeah,
them are
the
broke.
local men. Every place I've been, when I've
Mhm.
been to Paris, the dudes ain't balling like that. You might see a little nice car here and there.
Most people ain't bowling.
I
But what I'm
nowhere.
saying,
Yeah,
overseas is going to cost money.
this is why.
When you say you don't want the baby mamas and stuff like that,
Yeah,
well, it's not as easy. You're saying it like it's nothing to do. It's a little bit harder than you think.
I'm saying it.
And then because it's over there, hypergamy is over there too.
Okay.
Mm.
They're westernized over there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They see look at the same music. You that spin that thing. That's probably in all types of languages.
Mm,
I
contrary to
mean,
Why
popular
not? They're gonna make
belief,
money off it.
you're right about that. Yeah.
contrary to popular belief, they don't really take social media literally like we do in America. They don't look at things. People in America or women or whatever, they'll look at something. Oh, if the man ain't low here, if he don't got this type of car, if he ain't in this league, I can't deal with nobody less than. Well, you get more of a
Mhm.
traditional relationship when you go to those places because they're not controlled by it. They watch it and they got phones and stuff too.
Truth
Everybody
is,
does, but
That's not true,
they
man.
don't have that. I'm telling you, a chick can
yeah.
have 50. Because
It,
I had a girl. I met a girl
uh,
with fifty
it
thousand. Go ahead.
depends. It depends.
It do depends.
That's what I'm saying. It depends because if I go overseas and I'm going to the projects overseas,
Oh, nobody. We tell y'all
favelas, wait a
thinking
minute.
low level.
No shit. If I'm going to the favelas or whatever they call them, and no, I'm securing my dates from those areas. Well, how am I picking at the top of the tree?
Yeah. Well, you
No,
see the
wait a
right
minute.
talk.
Most of these guys, that's what they're dating.
Okay, well that's
They are
them.
not dating no supermodel, but they had Miss Columbia. I saw on the stage at the pageant. They're not they're not dating her.
Yeah.
They're not
Well,
going overseas to date Miss Colombia, Miss Brazil, Miss Dominican. They're not dating those women.
I mean, to be fair, not to say that, but most of the women, the average women, look kind of similar to what they look like. To be honest with you,
Okay.
most of the women aren't fat, and we all can say
Well,
that,
right.
right?
Our
There you
diet,
go. So
American diet.
once you take the weight off, and
Mhm.
most of the women built like most Dominican, I mean, hey, that you win right
Oh,
there.
they're
There
built.
you go. So that's a win right there.
If that's
Once you
what you're
see
looking for, you
once you
got
get
that here though.
once you see 80 one no no once you see 75% of the women 125 and 130 pounds, that's a
But
win
dog,
right there.
but
Okay,
listen to me right quick,
go
dog.
That's a
get it, man.
win right there. You done won.
Well, let me
Instead
say
of
Well,
this
being
right
you
quick.
200 pounds and a foot.
wait a minute, bro. You talking about your game?
Okay, I'm just
No,
saying,
no,
yeah.
no, no, no. You have to deal with fat women. A
Yeah.
lot of guys
Uh,
don't have to deal with fat women at all. They don't want to deal with them. But no,
We
that's the issue with you.
no.
No,
I'm talking
that's
about
a
what's in
personal thing.
America.
No, if that's in America, and that's what you deal with.
No, that's what's
I can
out
go
here.
I can
No.
go out to a club right now and see 13, 14 fat women just sitting there. And when the club closed, they're just sitting there. You deal with those women.
Okay, no.
All types of dudes in there, they don't
What?
deal with those women. That's who you deal with. Then
No.
you
I didn't say
complain
I
about it.
did. No.
But it's probably the best you can do. And then you complain about it.
No. I'm saying in America, we talking about black, we talking about all whatever race, but when you got women, every when you walk outside, every couple you damn near see, 8 out
Mhm.
of 10, the woman is bigger than the man. Tell me I'm lying. Yes or no? It's a yes or no question.
Well,
And
I
the
mean
fact that
that's
y'all can't,
you talking about
ain't
in
no well
America.
nothing.
Hold
Yes or
on, wait,
no, sir?
relax, brother. I'm saying you talking about in America.
Yes or no? That's all I'm asking. Yes or no question.
No.
That's
Okay,
not
all
true,
right.
bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got some dudes that got some big women, but a lot of guys ain't got no big women,
And
bro.
once
Well,
again, this is the ghettos. He wants his hood
I
stuff.
walk down the street
Not
every
not
day.
not where it depends on where you go. There's an
I
affluent class here. They don't eat like that there. They don't feed their kids pork and stuff like that. They're affluent people. They're small people. They're black people, but they're small. They're couples. The guy and his girl.
if I
They're very health conscious. So when
if
you go to places like that, you don't see the obesity rate
thank you. That's
like
all I'm
that. No,
saying.
no. When you talk about the get, so you once again, you're see
I'm
that's
not
the thing
saying I
about
didn't
all
say
of these.
nothing
No, no, no,
ghetto.
no,
I
no.
said
That's the
all
thing.
races.
That's the thing about all of these guys. The only women they can deal with is
Oh
hood
man.
rats, hood rats, and worse. And they take that and take that overseas, talking about they tired of the women. But you can't get good women. You can't get them.
So I'm
All of them
so
ain't like that. No, no,
so
you
social
so
scientists, social
wait.
science.
So wait. So then they go to a foreign country and
Oh my God.
this is where the mentally they know where they fit. They know they don't fit in. They know they don't. So they start running behind the hood, the version or the equivalent in a foreign country.
So you just agree with me that most of the women in shape overseas, but when I say it over here, you come up with a caveat saying dudes gonna can get bottom of the barrel. See how that
Man,
works?
you got
And
fat women
I
everywhere,
just
man.
told
That's what I
you
mean.
the economists and the social scientists say that 70% of people in America don't have $1,000. So most people are poor, right?
Mm.
So you talking about ghetto and the
I don't
hood
know if
rat,
it's that bad.
huh?
I don't know if it's
You,
that
you
bad.
yeah, that's look it up right. Look it up on your phone. They don't have $1,000. So you got 270 million poor people. And I just put the
That's
correlation with
because
the
they don't
weight.
work. If you
I
work,
get no, it ain't that many it ain't that many unemployed people in the I mean, when you got 70% of America don't have
what?
$1,000.
There's a bunch of unemployed people. See,
I don't
270
even know if
million?
that's true, bro.
Is it 270 million? Is it most of that? You know how many people that is?
Well, I would challenge that study. I don't
Look
even
at
know if
no, it
that's
ain't
true.
no chat. No. That's what people are saying. That's what the social scientists say.
Or
That's
they
what
don't
the
know what they're
economists
talking
say.
about because that's just not true.
And that's
yeah,
what people are complaining about when they can't afford nothing. Everybody that's the number one complaint
That
of
ain't
everybody.
America because they ain't said nothing
But
about that gas, bro.
okay,
That can't be true.
yeah.
Because you want to talk about convenience. The gas is up conveniently. It don't have to be $5 a gallon,
It's
but it is.
419 where I'm at.
It's $5 over here.
But what I'm saying, you keep on going back to this ghetto stuff. Nobody said nothing about the
You
ghetto.
sound like
I'm
that.
talking
You
about
sound like you're talking about the ghetto. Now you talking about people ain't got no money.
I
That's
mean that's
ghetto
what
talk.
I'm
That's
giving
the
you a
ghetto,
study.
bro. Look,
It's not
can they
that's
make
not
more money? Yeah, but the ghetto, you
so
can't go by the ghetto. And see, that's the problem
so you
with
saying
no,
most
no.
American is
A lot
ghetto?
of guys, a lot of these guys,
Oh my God.
a lot of these guys are
Can't win with
ghetto.
y'all, man.
They're ghetto people.
Oh man.
Everything they look at from the world is defined from the eyes of a ghetto person, and that's why they go overseas, a place where most people wouldn't want to spend the night because it's a filthy place to be, and they
Well,
find a woman, and she's the equivalent of the women here that he's dealing with, and then he thinks he's winning. Now I'll grant you this: she'll probably be way less, so I'll give you that, and she'll have her own hair. Okay, and that's what you want, you can go get it. But see, I'm around men who really want these women. I'm not around dudes who just thirst buckets, can't get laid in America and run overseas to get into some type of episodes with women. No, I'm talking about I know dudes who actually married foreign women. They married them.
So is
They
there
lived
anything
together.
against a dude not
So I
wanting
know,
to date
no,
a
no. So I'm very familiar with that. So I get on YouTube, I start hearing all about this. So you talking about an ex? So you want to go on and go and have just a some fun with some foreign women? That's what
so
you're doing,
so so
and then
so
you're
is
going back in 6 months.
so is
Okay,
anything
I got
wrong with
you.
a dude rejecting a woman if she's overweight? I'm asking you. So
A man should date. A man should date who he wants to date.
you telling a man if he don't, so what you basically saying is if a man don't want to date an overweight woman, something's wrong with him. He got to go
I
run.
said a man. I'm gonna say it again. A
He got to
man
go
should date.
run.
Talking
What?
about
A man.
overweight women, bro.
No,
A
because like
man should. A man should date whom he wants to date. If he likes fat women, that's what he should date.
and most men don't. Most men don't like fat women.
I'm, here you go.
Okay, and
What's the issue with big?
Okay.
What are you?
so
What are
what
you
they got to
No,
do
bringing
with
it
it?
up?
I didn't bring it up. He was talking about like the Miss Columbia. And all. I was saying, the only thing I said is
There
that
are women
most of the
like that
women.
overseas, though. But there are women overseas wherever you go who are beautiful
Yeah,
and model esque. They're there.
exactly. And they
Yeah,
just not on that stage. That's all I'm saying. That's all I was
well, they're
saying.
overseas, and you do have to look at the guy. If I go overseas and you notice, I pay no attention to women like that, the model type, beauty queens, um, athletic. But you notice I never pay attention to them, but I'm always running behind the bar girls. I'm always trying to go around those types. Yeah, that's an indictment of me.
Yeah,
The
that
fact
is.
that I try to put it out like, y'all see me overseas, man. See, look at all these women and stuff. Well, there's other
Yeah.
women. When you say
Well,
Thailand, there's other women in Thailand beside that J6 Street
yeah.
or whatever it is.
I
There's
never been
other
to
women.
Thailand. Thailand. I
Yeah.
look at Thailand and all them. I go to. What's I say? I've been to. I go to the upscale Tokyo and Hong Kong, but um, what I was saying, the first thing I talk about when I talk about if I was to go, I'm talking about the lifestyle first. Like you say, on the beach in a nice condo. That's me. That's my style. And that area, I'm gonna pick from that area, that upscale area, laying out before 4 and 5 star all inclusive hotels or condos with all the amenities. That's how think first. I'm talking about the lifestyle first, and that lifestyle, whatever women around that lifestyle, that's what you're gonna attract because that's the way you live in. So that's all. That's all I'm saying. I go by the lifestyle first for anything else, and then everything else second and third or whatever.
I mean, I just don't trust it, man. Because
Yeah.
I be, I'm always concerned for safety. You know what I'm saying? Because it may look nice, but it may not be nice. So
Okay.
it really
Well.
don't even matter where you go, man. You just gotta, protect yourself at all times. That's my number one thing with the overseas thing. So I mean, I ain't knocking nobody
You
for
gotta
what
know
they do.
somebody.
Yeah,
I
man,
agree
you
with
gotta
them
be
on that.
careful, man.
No, I agree with them when they have a community and they say, hey, um, this Facebook group and all of that, or you know, check in with us, let us know. You do need to do that because, like I said, things can happen, and you don't want to
Yeah.
be out there by yourself like that.
Yeah. Like I said,
Especially,
it's always it's like.
especially if you're trying to like are conscious of your money. So you're saying, hey, I'm not staying at the Hilton. I'm gonna go 3 blocks down and stay at Mama Leah's hotel. I've been here before. It's a little bit in, but I'll be okay because it's just me. Well, if you're doing that, somebody got to know you there.
And that's what I'm saying. The dude in the chat room saying it ain't even safe here in the USA.
Exactly.
Well,
It's not.
we know the US. I know the USA, so that doesn't even matter. I'm talking. You go into these countries, man. You don't know nothing about these countries, man.
You
Even
can.
if you've been there a few times, you don't know what time it is in these countries, man. Dog, you got all types of personalities around the world. So if you're not concerned for your safety, you just think you can just go anywhere just because you think you're free and all this kind of stuff, man. Look, that's on y'all, man. There's a lot of
Well. Another thing. Well, see, what you don't know is that most of these places are like high trust societies, like Asian countries and Dubai, Middle East. You can. They don't. They got restaurants where you don't have to. Bus service and a lot of these things they depend on you to be honest. You don't. They got like a less than 1% crime rate in some of these places, so you don't hear about people getting shot robbed, running out on bills and shit. And that's another thing too. Most of these
Well, if
places have high
America's been
trust.
if America's been there, they've been doing it.
What doing? That's yeah. In
If
certain aspects,
they got a healthy supply of foreign travelers, everything you just named, they doing it. They
yeah.
run out on
Only
bills. They run out on
that's what I
bills.
say. Americans, but he talking about the people. Like he don't trust
But
it. But
if Americans look, if Americans are in that city, a
uh-huh.
significant, not a lot, a significant amount for the norm that's normally in that city, all of that stuff you just said is probably including the gunplay. All that stuff's probably happened.
Yeah, this is why when Brittany grind at basketball, that's why when she get caught with a vape, she facing
Mhm.
5 years because they don't
Okay.
play games with drugs,
Mhm.
guns,
That was Russia.
disrespecting women, and
That was
saying something
Russia, though.
against the government.
No,
It's a
that was
high
Russia.
dis. Okay, whatever, wherever was that.
Who's
Eh,
going to Russia?
No, I'm just giving you an
Well, I
example.
mean, no, that type of country like that, why would they play with foolishness? But I'm saying, when you say, um,
ASAP Rocky slapped that dude.
say you're going to Brazil,
Yeah.
um, all that stuff you just named,
Uh-huh.
the bad behavior. If Americans are in that city, they've experienced that, so they're not as honest. They don't trust you that much because you're still a foreigner.
And,
That's
and
what
yeah,
I'm saying, man.
and it's
A
only
lot of people don't like
yeah.
Americans, man. You know that, man.
I understand you, but I thought you was talking about the people, but it's the reason why you see only Americans getting caught up when ASAP Rocky slapped that dude in Sweden. They threw
Mhm.
his ass in jail.
Well, he got money though,
Laval Ball
and he got
stole them
money.
glass. That's fine. That's fine.
No, well, you got to
Laval,
understand, you can't compare them to average American.
yeah, but they got locked up and nobody cared though. They don't care about you being American
No,
and
they
you
got out. They got them
committing a
out.
crime.
Both of them got out. They got
Yeah,
out.
because Donald Trump he had to get a phone call from the president. But I'm just saying, no, you play games over there, your ass is in trouble. You
It's
can't get on the
Americans
internet and
overseas.
curse out people.
It's
And
Americans. Well, Donald Trump's ain't intervening on it. It's Americans overseas, just like you got Floyd over there. He
yeah,
ain't the only American in that jail.
I understand that, but I'm saying, but it's a high trust society. But the people ain't really gonna try you like you think they are, because they know the consequences are harsh. They don't go to jail and get out in the same day like we do over here. Get caught with a gun on some
What do
drugs, you
you?
out.
Why would they try you at all?
I'm saying, I'm talking about what he
Bro,
said
bro,
about you.
hold on, because he just. I don't even know why. Look, at the end of the day, I lived over there. If
Okay,
you follow the law and don't bother them, any of them, they're not going to say anything to you.
exactly. Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I
so
was trying to say
when
that
you
to
come
him.
out, odds are now, if I went in there and started messing with the black market over there, if I start interfering with what they're doing, they will do something to me.
That's not smart. Who does that? Nobody does
But
that.
that's pretty much in America.
We talk about overseas.
I'm
He talk
talking
about them.
about here. If I go to Chicago and I don't know
Of
anybody and I'm visiting a relative and the dudes are thugging and I get in the middle of the thugging, I'm gonna have a problem with the dudes there. But if I don't get in the middle of that, they don't care about me coming there as a tourist. It's
what
pretty much the same way over there. It's really what you doing.
exactly? That's all. So it ain't nothing to be scared of. That's all I'm saying.
Well, wait a minute, brother. All of us think differently. It's not about being scared. It's about being cautious. So, anytime you go to a foreign country that you're not from, yeah, man, my security guards is up. You see what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of times, people just be going places by themselves. Like, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? I need to have someone with me, man.
Okay,
Ain't
that's
ain't no
cool.
ain't no place comfortable.
Yeah, get you a
Now
tour
I
guide.
can
That's
do
what
that
tour
in
guides are
America
for.
because I'm used to America, but I'm not just gonna be roaming around the world by myself thinking everything is cool.
That's cool.
Nah,
Like,
bro.
yeah,
Well, you
guys
can do
like
it
you
when
need
you're
tour
young.
guides.
You
Yeah,
can do it when you're young, though. You come out a world traveler. Yeah, if you under 30 and you can afford it, you can
yeah.
do it. But when
See,
you
yeah,
start
people
talking
like
about,
him, all they gotta do is he can like pay a little local, low 20, $30. They take me here, take me there, give me a little feel
mhm,
for that's all you gotta do. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
yeah, that's what you want to do. I'm saying you got to want to do it.
Yeah, the tour gotta take you around.
Everybody's not into that.
Yeah,
So like I'm saying, I get it,
yeah,
but everybody's just not. That don't motivate everybody.
that's true.
The prospects of smashing a bunch of chicks in foreign countries. No, I mean it's like, and why would I do that? Because well, first of all, I didn't. I did it, but I didn't pay to get it done. I didn't pay to have it done. I was over there working, so I was able to do that. But I'm saying when I think about it now, the prospects of smashing a bunch of chicks, going to this country, to
Yeah,
that
it's not really
country.
worth it to do. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
not.
like, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. For me, it's just like complete waste of my time, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Like,
for
I get
business
nothing out of that.
opportunities. My thing is business, leisure, and just to learn. That's my three main things: business, leisure, and just to learn. That's it. If I come across something, I come across it. If I don't, I don't.
I
So
got you, man. If
I'll
I
be
was trying
tripping.
to go over there and get women, I would say I'm trying to get women.
Yeah, it ain't nothing. And
I
if
would. I
and even
would.
if you do,
That's my intention. Hey, I'm here for the chicks, man.
yeah,
I
that's
don't care
all.
nothing about that other stuff you talking about. What the food tastes like. Now I don't care nothing where they at. Where they at? If that's what I wanted to do. See, that's what I'm saying. We got people who just they don't want to tell the truth, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tell the truth, man. I mean, that's what you're about. Be about it.
Yeah. Trying
yeah.
to be slick. Yeah.
Because nobody can do nothing to you anyway, but sit on the internet and run their mouth. That ain't gonna stop you from going nowhere. So that's all.
If you were smart, you would go maybe take some phone video and photos, and you could post it when you returned.
Nah, even that's kind of creepy. I'm not into that. I would never been a fan of that video.
Well, you
And
could
another
post
thing
it out
too.
there for the world to see. You went on vacation.
Oh yeah, if you go in like the monuments and stuff, because like even in certain country, another thing
You
too.
don't have to do a monument. You could take a video of yourself overseas. You could be at a restaurant. It don't have to be no expensive restaurant. You could be
Oh
that
no,
little
no, because
little
some places don't allow that.
little open thing outside where you just buying some street food in a foreign country, and you could put that up.
Yeah, but when I went to Paris, they had like a no. I couldn't tell. I was like in low stores buying clothes and stuff, trying to video. They'll tell you to
Mhm,
put the phone down. So certain Dubai too, you can't
mhm.
take certain pictures and videos in some of these places
Okay.
either.
Well, you
So these
might
people,
if they got rules against any of that
yeah, they
stuff. You're
stuck
right.
there.
That's all the
They
rules.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they stuck in reality. See, that's another thing too. You don't see people recording fights and shit. You don't see that dysfunction like you see over here. That's another thing I like about some of those
Well, I
places.
wouldn't put that on my. But see, what kind of fool would post a fight on his social media?
Right.
Why? I mean, that's a fool. You can't
Yeah,
post stuff like that. Why would
yeah,
you gonna post a fight
yeah.
that you saw over in a foreign country? It's still a fight.
Yeah.
So why would a person do that anyhow?
Because I was surprised when they beat that black chick up in Thailand for saying something to slick to them locals. They had that all over social media. I'm surprised they let them. I ain't nobody got in trouble for that.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I
gotta
don't
get that.
know.
They get
Yeah, they
that
beat her up in the street.
And
Yeah,
Okay.
they
they
beat
saying
her.
we off
Yeah,
topic.
yeah.
Yeah, I ain't trying to stop y'all though. I was just saying.
Yeah. It's okay. Anytime we go, just get your little paid tour guide. Give them a few dollars. They'll take you around. They'll protect you. Ain't not gonna happen to you.
Depends on where you go, man. Some places there is no threat to you. They want you there.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're right. But Asian countries probably the safest ones out of all of them. Then Middle Eastern countries, then European and African
Are
and them
you gonna
South.
be there
Beware.
as a black man? Are you gonna be in the same city with another black person?
Yeah, no, I don't care what.
No,
Yeah,
they instantly you can throw all that Asian stuff out. It's about you and him. You see, this is what I'm saying. I lived overseas,
hold
bro.
on. Wait, no, no.
The
What are you talking
problem is
about?
gonna
What are you
come from
asking
another.
me?
The problem is gonna come from another black person. I've
Mm.
lived over there. I know what they do.
All
They're
the
gonna
black
see
people.
me. They're gonna you got your. They're gonna see me
Get
Okay.
left.
overseas,
Uh huh.
probably with my date, and immediately they're gonna start keeping up with me, watching me, want to know who I am. Eventually, they're gonna gravitate toward me. I know I've been there. So you talking about the locals? The locals never say anything to me. But
I
when I
know.
run across Americans, all of a sudden, either it's a conversation or it's a bunch of dudes
Okay.
hanging around. If I'm in a restaurant, they outside just hanging around, standing out there. So all of that comes from them. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's the Americans you're gonna have a problem with over there. It ain't the foreigners. Never been the foreigners.
I never
So
said that.
and it's always gonna be dudes. So right, I can go to the DR right now. I bet you a whole lot of derelict bum dudes over there. They don't want to go back to the States. They over there involved in crime, petty crime, and they probably a major part of what's going on to the other Americans.
Oh,
They
okay.
probably already know the game, so they say, "Yeah, they're gonna check in this hotel, and this the scam we gonna run on." So yeah, I'm just saying, I
Yeah.
know that the other people are not. If I'm stupid
Uh-huh.
and I go and interfere with somebody's criminal activity, yeah, I'll become a target.
Hmm.
But just being an American, the only people you need to fear is the other Americans.
Well, I never feared no other American when I went over. Not one time I ever had a problem with anybody. So I mean, never locals either. So all my travel experience has been perfect. So not one issue ever, ever, ever. Nothing stolen from me. Never been ran up on, cursed out, beat up. Nothing.
Mhm.
Not nothing. So yeah, gotta have street smarts. You gotta have some type of intelligence about you. So that's pretty
Mhm.
much it.
Well, the person is a lot of times with the women, and like I said, once again, that would be a reflection on you, who you're dating.
Yeah,
So if you dating certain types of women, they probably have a history with the other men.
yeah.
So you may notice that this woman you're dating, this group of men keeps following you.
No,
And
nobody
it
from.
turns out they have a history. One of them has a history with her. It's got nothing to
Okay.
do with you. You don't even know. It's like, you have no idea they were with her. But that's what I'm saying. And normally that puts you as a man, especially a black man, in harm's way.
Okay, well, that never happened to me before, so I'm glad it never been put in harm's way. So I understand what you're saying, though. It's just like y'all see that video going around with the black male dude getting beat up with the baseball bat because he been
Yeah,
smashing some
we
Nah,
other
don't.
man,
white.
ain't nobody
Yeah,
trying to watch all that. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying, man.
yeah. And don't speak about stuff like that. Don't speak
Yeah, we
about
don't.
nothing that's inappropriate, brother.
That's what
No,
I'm
I'm just
saying, man.
saying
Yeah, don't even
they
mention that.
I'm
Don't
giving
even
you
mention that.
example.
I don't want to hear nothing about nobody
All
being
right,
beat up, bro.
all right, all
And I'm
right.
telling you, you said that twice. Why do you keep talking about that stuff? That stuff's all over the internet.
Yeah.
Anywhere you, and that's the sad part, man. That's what a lot of people pay attention to, man. It's sad, man.
Yeah.
That
I see
the
that. I
brain,
see that foolishness, man. You're going to X. You see that nonsense. But nobody want to talk about that stuff, man.
Yeah.
man, trash,
Yeah.
But yeah, all that just goes into what we talking about. People just want to get away from the dysfunction and the foolishness. Wherever you
You
can get
deserve it.
in,
You
you got
deserve to get
yeah,
away from that stuff,
you
man.
got to get away from it, man. It ain't
Every
worth it.
man deserves it.
Yeah.
You
So
deserve some peace, brother. You deserve that.
exactly, and that's the thing I don't like. When people think black men supposed to be some type of beast of burden and you ain't supposed to have no fun, you ain't supposed to go nowhere, you're supposed to deal with the trash at the bottom of society for the rest of your life until you drop dead. And I don't like that attitude people got.
nah, that's more like choice.
You ain't supposed to have nothing. You ain't supposed to no enjoy nobody
Up to you.
nothing.
That's what I'm saying. That's a choice,
Yeah.
man. You don't have to live like that. The people that live like that, that's a lifestyle for them. That's
So
what
you
they
going
used
with
to.
if you want to go with abundance at, go with abundance at. Game over. Case closed.
Yeah, man.
All right, but that's what you want to do. The prospect of living overseas for me, it's just not something I want to do. I've done it, and I don't want to do it again.
Yeah, me too. I'm good, bro. Y'all can have that.
Yeah, so and simple stuff like air conditioner, that's a big deal, man. So going to these countries and they're tropical, and there's a lot of heat, you better be healthy enough to even take it.
Yeah, man. I need to take a shower, man. You know. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Got to
Running
have some
water, hot
AC.
water, no hot water,
Yeah, man. Nah, living
bugs
in
you ain't
those
never seen.
tropical. Yeah, come on, man.
Well, no, my thing is if I'm gonna do the thing, I gotta do that young. You don't know when I say take your shirt off, run 2 miles with your shirt off, getting all sweaty and get in a tropical place. Yeah, you can do that when you're like 28, 29. Because it's like being in a sauna and your body is well adjusted. You get some cold. When you start talking about these dudes being older than that, going over there, I hope they know what they're doing.
Stinky, man. You stinky all the time. Nah, I'm
You got to
good.
be in shape. You got to be in shape. That I give you that. You got to because that heat. Some of them places do be hot, but I'm in tip top physical condition. So guys like
Yeah.
me with no with perfect physicals and who never been to the hospital. So yeah, I.
Yeah,
I can adapt to any situation.
sounds like the perfect place for you, brother.
Yeah.
And Ryan Clark, man, maybe it's me, man. I mean, the tears.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Go ahead and play the clip, play,
okay,
cause I ain't even see
here
it.
we go. Fair use, fair use.
It depends on when you ask me. You know, like you ask me, like when I see people in public, like OGs and like aunties and stuff, and they tell me they proud of me, and they proud of like
And a lot of people have a problem with this part right here. They don't. They felt that there's three black men brought to tears. Um, I don't know. Like I said, man, I don't. Three black men brought to tears. Um, people gonna look at. They're gonna look at them from a perspective of man. You know, and that's the thing about these. You just like Ryan. He got fired for telling the truth. Can people handle the truth? And I don't think people can, man. That's why I'm sort of withholding my opinion on this. But what you have is three men of color or black men brought to tears. And in my opinion, I don't know, the people who don't like him, they're the ones who are going to enjoy that they cracked him like that, that they made him cry.
Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, is that it, or are we gonna chime in
No,
after
no,
that?
he says a lot of okay. I think another 2 minutes. Okay, here we go.
and they probably like the way I represent the community. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything. Because that means the world to me. You know, I like when I go home and this kid, you know, from the West Bank is like so accepted in New Orleans now. Like I wouldn't change that. You know, like, never. You know, like all I ever wanted to do was be accepted. You know, and want it. So
Yeah, see, and the white man didn't accept him. Um,
Okay, that's enough. My God, brother.
mhm.
You know, platinum and what's the other brother name? Because I
Eric,
could talk to
Eric.
you. I mean, Eric. Yeah, man. Listen, man. This is pathetic, bro. And you know, like I said, I have sympathy for people that feel a certain way about certain things, but this is ridiculous, man. You trying to be accepted by who? Dude, you are all of these dudes played in the NFL.
Mhm.
Fred Taylor was one of the best running backs the Jacksonville Jaguars ever had. Him and Maurice Jones-Drew. Ryan Clark won a Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Channing Crowder played many years with the Miami Dolphins. I mean, that's a win in itself. I mean, a lot of guys would like to play in Miami, especially you know for dudes that play in Buffalo and New England and all these other cold cities. So it's like for them to be crying about acceptance or you know losing your job on ESPN. That's what I was trying to tell you the other day, Platinum. Like you're on the wrong platform to try to you know push that stuff out to the public. Yeah, you can do that on your own platform, but a lot of people on certain networks they're all about ratings. So you know that's why guys like Colin Kaepernick and all this got in trouble. It's like it's
Mhm.
a good thing that he did, but you did it the wrong way. It's always a way to do things, but when you start, you know, just going out there just being rogue like that. That's anyone, man. We could talk about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, who else? JFK, Tupac Shakur, who else? When you start doing all that stuff and you trying to be Superman or whatever you're trying to be and take over the world and try to save everyone, you know you're going to get backlash, man. The world is already confused as it is, especially in America. So by them being Americans and knowing that, it should teach you how to move a certain way. But for you to be crying like this and all of y'all dudes are millionaires, that's insane, bro. That's past insane. And a lot of I think all of them are married too. I don't know about Fred Taylor, but I know Ryan Clark and Shannon Crowder. That's the kind of man you want to be to your wife. A dude crying on the computer about losing a little funky job like ESPN, when y'all got your own platform. A lot of dudes is finished, Platinum. You ain't got no heart, man. Y'all play football. What happened to your heart?
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people would say, and let me stop. I gotta stop. Oh, I gotta stop, man, because a lot of people would say that's why you can't hire these Negroes.
Yeah.
They too emotional.
Hey, man, I get it, bro. I understand, man. You know, you can't change the world, man. No one person can do it, man. And you
Just,
can't make someone like you.
just like when Jordan got fired by the Wizards, and they offered him $10 million. They called him in off, and they gave him $10 million for his efforts. And they said we're going in a different direction. He did that. He started crying, and that's what I'm saying. That's why they say you can't hire these Negroes. They're too emotional.
I didn't see Jordan cry though. I gotta take that.
If you fire one of them, they get in their feelings. And look, let me tell you something. That it is troublesome. I don't know. I can speak for myself. It's troublesome to get fired. It's troublesome. And but when when somebody says you're fired, you're gone, right? All of that pleading, that ain't gonna work.
Not gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah. So he said I tried to I just wanted to be liked and stuff. It's like, man, for real? That's so
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing that killed me. Like you just want to be accepted. And he started talking about people from New Orleans. Dude, a lot of black people that live in New Orleans are not all the way there. They into all kinds of stuff. And then also a lot of black people that come from Louisiana that get up enough sense in their head to get the hell out of there. Because Louisiana really ain't the best place to live. You just go through there, you see it for yourself. I would never live in Louisiana, and I ain't dissing no one that comes out of Louisiana, but he should be thankful that he even made it up out of there. That's a very rough place, man. That ain't nowhere you want to be. I'm sorry.
If the NFL today, right? Because the NFL Network and Disney, and I don't know, like Jay-Z, I don't know as far as like who he's under the promotion, so I don't know. But just say, for instance, he falls under that banner, and they don't like him in the sense of from a political standpoint. If they called Jay-Z up to the office and said, we appreciate it, but we're gonna go in a different direction. Your services are no longer needed. And then they'll be like, we'll contact you with the buyout. What is him crying going to do? That's what I'm saying. Don't people understand that? What is the crying going to do?
Nothing.
That's what I mean. That's so Jay-Z lighting up a stream talking about they fired him from NFL halftime and NFL promotions. I mean, he could do it, but I'm just saying, what would be the point?
Complaining. That's what a lot of our people like to do, complain instead of just strategizing and coming back stronger. Like I said, that's what I mean. What happened to your heart, man? These dudes used to be knocking people out. Now, Fred Taylor wasn't really, he playing on offense, or he used to get hit a lot, you know what I'm saying? But you got to be tough just to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Ryan Clark used to be knocking people out, dog. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He ain't that big, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he probably weighed, because I mean I'm 168, so he probably like 170, 175. That's that muscular dude. You know what I'm saying? But Shannon Crowder's a big guy, himself. Like, man, y'all used to be knocking people out, dog. Very athletic, good speed. You'd have made enough money to take care of your families. What are you crying about, man? What's wrong with you niggas? And that's the type of stuff that made me unfollow them doing that kind of stuff, man. You can't be doing that. You
Yeah,
cannot.
because I thought it was me. No, do business. I thought it was me. I'm sort of glad you noticed because I didn't know if it was me. Am I being too hard on the guys?
No. No, Platinum. Nah, man. Nah, you keeping it 100, man. Nah, dog. You got to be a grown. I mean, you just got to be a man. Period, dog. You got to be a man, dog. Man, you know how many times, I done got tired of driving trucks, putting up with crazy people in traffic, dealing with these crazy people at these warehouses and distribution centers. I didn't work with crazy fools that had been in prison when I first got started driving trucks. I didn't work with some maniacs, man. I just kept going. I'm talking about straight maniac. I didn't work with dudes that didn't even know how to bag up the trailer. Who the hell gave you your CDL? I'm getting upset with them. I done had to put up with so much stuff, and I still keep on going strong. You see what I'm saying? Because every year, you should get smarter. Every day you should get smarter. You should be learning something. Find another strategy. You see what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I ain't trying to drive trucks for the next 10 or 20 years, but I got to do it right now. And I appreciate what I do. That's what loving what you do means everything to me. Having a skill, developing, more skills means everything to me because, can't nobody stop you. You always going to have opportunities. But when you begging like these fools, it's just a bad look, man. You cannot be begging no one for acceptance. I don't care about somebody liking me. I don't like you.
Yeah,
have a nice day.
Now check this out. Fair use, fellas. We'll play it again.
Because that means the world to me. Or like, when I go home, and this kid, like OGs and like aunties and stuff, like you asked me, like when I see people in public, like OGs and like aunties and stuff, and they tell me they proud of me, and they proud of like,
friends sort of let him down too, man. Which one is that? Do business. I think his friend let him down.
Who you talking about? You talking about the light skinned dude?
No, the other dude.
That's Fred Taylor.
Fred sort of leaving him hanging like that, man.
What you mean?
Fred is crying. This guy. Watch this.
All of them. Yeah.
What are your thoughts, man?
It's a good question. It depends on when you ask me. Like you asked me, like when I see people in public, like OGs and like aunties and stuff, and they tell me they proud of me, and they proud of like, and they proud of like the way I represent the community. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta stop this. Chocolate Beauty. Look at this right here.
I'm glad you.
No. This one. Chocolate Beauty. Right on time, right on cue. Chocolate Beauty. And that's what I said. I said.
See, that's what they like. They like
No.
soft,
I said that
like that.
his subscribers, right? I said they must have a really diversified audience, right? And I imagine they have a lot of women who watch the Pivot, right? what I was trying to say, and what I was saying was, as a man, and we ain't trying to uh, double down on this dude. I mean, do business is. I'm gonna let him do that, but I'm just saying, as a man, you just can't do that, Chocolate Beauty. I know what you're saying. You can't be broken. You don't have a choice, man. You got to go live your life. You can't get out here and be crushed. And here you go, right? Just because Ryan showed his raw, you got background. Just because Ryan showed his raw emotions about his situation doesn't mean he's less than a man. The interview was tough, but respect to dude because none of us walked in his shoes and he didn't hide.
Well, hold on,
Well,
wait
I
a
don't
minute.
have no idea what you mean by that. I mean,
She said none of us walked in his
yeah, you
shoes.
got background. I don't know what it is, do business.
Hold
You
on, my
have
bad, my
background
bad.
on it. Yeah, Chocolate, I'm sorry. You're not right on this one. You're just not right on this one right here. Um, I don't know though, but you can
What
say that.
about now? Can you say?
Yeah, yeah, you okay?
Saying like that's what I'm saying. A lot of us have been through situations where we felt like giving up or breaking down. It just depends on who you are and how you respond to it. But crying about it is not going to do anything. See, that's that female stuff, man. That's a lot, especially a lot of dudes that's married. I
Hmm.
listen. It's nothing wrong with being married, but it just seems like a lot of guys that are married. It's almost like she takes a piece, like 10% of your manhood or something.
Yeah,
They just be
probably
acting
more than
different.
that. Probably more than that. I say
You know what I'm saying? I
60%.
know dudes like this, and it's like it just don't. It's just different. I just can't really relate to them a lot of times. The way they carry themselves, the words that come out of it. I be like, you just how you look at some people like you giving that up and down look like, man, what's up with you, man?
No,
No,
well,
you can't be around me, dog.
in the real world, and they don't live in the real world. Like you say, all of them are wealthy, former athletes. But yeah, in man, it just don't work that way.
No,
If I
bro.
get pulled over right now, if I'm going up the street to get something to eat, and I get pulled over, and that cop writes me out a ticket, and I say, hey, I got to be here in 3 minutes. He said, well, okay, as soon as we take care of this, and he holds me up for 20. Uh, and what is me crying? What if I turn around and cry? What is that going to do? He's
Nothing.
still going to say, well, you got to finish it. He said, well, you get through crying, this is where you need to go and all of that.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just the way things are, man. It's tough. It's tough, Ryan. I don't know. You guys know more about this media stuff than I do. Maybe this, I don't know what do you want? You know what I'm saying? Like you try and get your job back or
Man,
what?
I mean, they worse than these dudes that be on these panels arguing with these females. You need a man, nigga. If she don't want one, she don't have to have one. I mean,
Hmm.
dog, I just don't understand some men in this country, man. I just can't get down with it, man. A lot of dudes, man, y'all be on some other stuff, but they try to act like they so hard and tough. But when certain situations happen, they break down and start acting. I mean, my God, man, I just can't get over. You got millionaires that are crying about losing a job.
Hmm.
When you can do all kinds of brain.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's doing it on the internet. Yeah.
Boy, y'all
He,
niggas is soft, man.
he's doing it on the internet. And yeah, he says son's gonna see this, yeah. And he's sort of shaking too. If you look at him, he's sort of shaking in that chair. When he got to that I want to just fit in part, he was shaking. So he probably was restraining himself from really, really crying the way he
Oh my
wanted to.
God, man. You don't do that, man. Oh my. And she talking about emotional intelligence. I just Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on some of these dudes, Platinum. I don't know what happened to you, but you can
Mhm.
always get your manhood back. Don't let nobody take your manhood. I just, y'all gonna have to stop hanging out with these females sometimes, man. Sometimes you need to just hang out with yourself, man. I ain't telling you not to deal with women because I deal with women too, but I always maintain the dominant position. I don't care who she is. You ain't finna have me nowhere crying and holding hands and all this stupid stuff in public and all this. And man, you know, my manhood is about the number one thing that you cherish, and everything else comes second. You can't let nobody take your manhood. If you ain't got that, you ain't a man no more. You don't let no
Yeah,
ESPN take your manhood away from you, man. Man, ESPN ain't about nothing. This nigga crazy. Talk
yeah.
about the OGs. Talking about when they proud of me. Nigga, are you 16 or something? Nigga, you're a grown man.
OGs and the aunties.
Yeah, them aunties. Yeah, yeah.
I
I don't even
mean,
like some of my aunties. Platinum, I
but
ain't
his
even gonna
friend
lie.
let him down too. Fred Taylor let him down because Fred Taylor got weak, and it's one of those "don't cry, you'll make me cry." I think all of them let him down, man. You got to stand up for your boy, man.
Yeah.
Yes, we live in a different world, man. We just live in a different society now, man. It used to be unacceptable for a man to cry. Now a guy can go on the internet and just have himself a nice, healthy, warm cry.
Oh man, it ain't got nothing to do with being a thug, man. She talking about you ain't got to be a thug. What does being a thug? Being a thug is it ain't about nothing. Nobody cares about that stuff. I just don't get it, man. Nobody cares about some gang banging. Like them dudes. I don't care nothing about them dudes, man. You ain't about nothing either. You talking about some you on the block, nigga? Why don't you go hit the clock and go do something with yourself? Like,
They cry.
but
You
those be
think
the
they don't
dudes
cry?
that
They
be the
cry when they
female
get that
stuff.
time. When they get that time put on them, they cry.
Yeah, they be giving these dudes hundreds of years too. You ain't
Some of
never
them
getting
fall
out.
out. Yeah, some of them fall out. All type of stuff.
Yeah,
Well, um, I want to warn him not to cry publicly because he has enemies and people who don't want to see him be successful, and he has to take that into account. Also, the executives who had it out for him, this is a flag of victory. They're going to enjoy watching you because they wanted to humble you and they wanted to hurt you. So, and you giving them that. So I would have told him he shouldn't do it. But I get it. They're like we had the young lady in the chat. They draw a lot of multi. They have a very mixed crowd down there, and he's gonna get a lot of women to join the pivot after they see him. You know, he's bearing his soul, and so it'll probably work out for him in a way that you don't expect.
yeah. And what's next? He gonna start painting his fingernails next?
Oh,
Like, man, I just don't get it, man. It's not about being tough and all this stuff they're talking about in the chat. It's not about that. It's just about being a man. I mean, y'all been listening to Platinum for a good time now, so y'all know what time it is. I'm
yeah,
sure you done told him plenty of times, Platinum. I mean,
this
goodness
is the
gracious.
Slaw channel. You know,
I mean, God.
I'm gonna have to. I gotta get man. I gotta do another channel, man, because this. I don't know. This crowd may not be used to what I'm used to. So, but um, this is a sad day for Ryan, his friends. Um, the ESPN got the power, man. They have the power. They control, who works there, who doesn't. And he said he got fired. He wasn't a part. He wasn't a part of no mass layoff. He just got flat out fired. And he's always going to have to deal with a black man. He is a black man. How do you express yourself without getting fired?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's heavy, man. That's real talk right there, Platinum. Yeah, you can't be over emotional, man. When you know how dudes be doing, they be trying to tear up the place or whatever and all that kind of stuff, man.
They do it. They do it all the time.
You can't do that, man.
Man, they go straight to jail.
I've tried not to laugh, but yeah, that the police don't care. You damaging property, yeah, you got to sit
Mhm.
down for a couple of days, man. Get yourself together.
Somebody got fired today, and they probably tried to do all of that, and they got put out. A lot of times they'll call the police first,
Yeah,
and then they'll fire you because then they'll be right there in the hallway, waiting to escort you, out of the building.
yeah, man. You got to get with a lucrative business that needs you, man. When I be having companies contact me so many times, trying to recruit me, sending me emails, I don't even know who these people are. And I check out the company like, all right, you know, when you know, like I said, when you got skills, man, people gonna holler at you, man. You ain't got to worry about no money, man. You just got to go to work. But these dudes, man, a lot of spoiled athletes, man. They act like spoiled brats. It's
And
sad,
he
man.
up in age, he can retire his damn self. Get you some investments and retire, man. You got enough money to retire. Take care of your family. I know you got a nice house,
Hmm.
place the kids got education, best schools. Time for you to retire. That's enough money for somebody to retire with a family. 6 to 12 million.
Yeah. Well, he's still young though. He
Like
he
like
can he can do something else.
yeah, early 40s. That money should last at least 10, 15, 20 years if you do the right investments. Keep what you
Yeah,
got, invest a little bit, you should be fine.
Yeah,
yeah,
but he
man. Yeah.
wants to be on ESPN, man. He wants to be on the Get Up show and the First Take show. He wants to be on those platforms with those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
I mean,
and he feels like he's the most qualified one. And now you got Pat McAfee, who's about to walk into what 75 million a year. He worked for 12 years and he averaged like 2 to 3 million a year.
Yeah, that's how much they giving Stephen A?
I don't know the length of the contract. I
Oh,
know it was over 100. I think it was
oh,
110.
okay. Yeah, he been there. Stephen A. been there since the early 2000s.
yeah, yeah, man.
First time I see Stephen A. when they had the Malice in the Palace. That's the first time I really started seeing him.
Hmm.
He was real outspoken about that.
Yeah. Yeah. He said he want to be accepted by the. He says Ryan don't want his own platform. He wants to be accepted by the people in that ESPN office.
Mm. So that's what he meant by acceptance when
Yeah.
he said,
Hmm. Hmm. And it's sad though, man. No, it's sad. But I mean, it's a sad story, man. ESPN. I mean, I don't know what they can do, but if what he says is true, and I believe him, it's sad, man, that ESPN would treat a personality like that.
yeah, yeah, I got you, Plat. You and Eric, I get that, man. And like I said, Ryan Clark, he seems like a pretty good brother. But I'm sorry, man. I just can't give him the benefit of the doubt when you're doing stuff like that, man. You can't do that, man. You already knew what time it was when you went to ESPN, and a lot of times I've even seen all three of them guest on ESPN, talking sports. So it's like it wasn't like they wasn't dealing with you at all. It's just you got to watch what you say, man, around certain people, man. You just already know that, man. Common sense ought to tell you I can't. you can't talk how you want to talk in certain environments. It's just basic common sense. And you talking about something you want to be accepted. Niggas is finished, man. The dudes is finished, man. I didn't even mean to say, the N word, but dudes is finished. But a lot of dudes, you're done. And I've been saying that for years on your platform. Certain people, platinum in society, you're done. It's nothing you're finished. I don't know what happened to you, but you ain't getting it back. Once
Oh,
you're done, you're done.
I was muted up, bro. And that's Ryan Clark. The whole thing's on the pivot. This is our response. Um, I do wonder what was the point. Like, I know you want to let the world know, but was this an opportunity of you trying to go back to ESPN, and would you want to go back to ESPN? If you said there's a guy out there, you've been trying to get rid of you, why would you want to go back and work for the guy? So it's a bad situation, man. But we're gonna go ahead and shut this down, man. And we
All right, dog.
appreciate it, man. It's Saturday, man. Go out there. It's summertime. Go out there, enjoy yourself, live your best life.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Stay out
And
of trouble. Don't argue with no broke people.
yep. There you go. There you go. Or no
Peace
rich
out.
people. Or no rich
And
people. So,
nobody at all. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
yeah. Well, we're men now. As men, we live the lives of men. So we either gonna be with one or two people or nobody or our woman. So all of that thugging and five deep and all that, not men. Boys, yeah, not men.
True.
So that's the way it went, man. So we'll find out later what becomes of this. Those are our thoughts, those are our contributions. We appreciate it, man. We out.